starts now.
Hello, and welcome to Click Click Play, episode 51, and it is our 1 year anniversary. Happy birthday, Jordan Reese.
Yo, motherfuckers!
Yo. How have you? Well, we'll go into it later, but it's been a year, Jordan. Does it feel like a year, or does it feel longer?
How's it a year if it's 51?
Because we had one episode where it was a Twitch special.
Oh, okay.
There you go. That's.
Makes sense.
I'm glad you asked that because I'm sure people would ask.
That was
Yeah.
a genuine question. I'm not just trying to sort things out for you. I
Yeah,
had no idea.
there you go. That's. Yeah, we had a Twitch special that didn't count because it was only 45 minutes and it was a complete failure, and then made me realize I'm never going to do that again. So, yeah, 1 whole year of streaming on Twitch, Jordan. Yeah, it's your 1 year Twitch anniversary.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying Twitch?
Oh, I love Twitch so much. I'm on Twitch every day. I'm such a Twitcher.
Yeah. Is a Twitcher somebody
Is
that's
that what they call them? Twitchers?
I think that's
Not. They've
twats,
missed the
I think.
boat.
twats, yeah.
Twats.
Too many Twitchers make a
Twats.
twat, isn't it? David Cameron said.
Love a Twitch.
Isn't a Twitcher a bird
A
watcher?
headband. What does that mean?
Oh, I'm part of a cult now. Branding.
Both wearing the same one.
Yeah.
What's the little insignia on it?
Norwegian Thunderboys. We're part of the stripper group.
Oh, the gay gang.
The gay gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But yeah,
Tell Mick.
Snowflakes have to use these white bands now.
yeah.
About time.
It's just like people had in the 40s. They had like a mark over the arm.
Oh,
We have
Those
them
Jews with the stars.
on our head.
yeah.
You're not the Nazis. You're the Jews. I can promise you
Oh,
that.
dear me. And joining us, so yeah, that's Jordan Reese. He's been here since the beginning, and
Starting strong.
yeah, still strong. Well, he was showing us earlier.
Where's Latino Heat?
Yeah, unfortunately, just got a message from Andre. He's been deported. It was instant. They came in the middle of the night, and
About time.
yeah, his past has caught up with him. Unfortunately, he was brought to America illegally, and part of Trump's plans now, he's been sent straight back. And it's also why Manny's not here as well. So you'll never see them ever again. Which some people would say.
Reported him, so now he's
Yeah.
living in protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one that's there's a film on Netflix that's based on that, where it's like a one-child policy, but this person who's a member of this giant family is kind of like dobbing in all the other ones, but then she gets killed as well. Anyway, happy note. Filling in for not filling in for anyone because he's now part of the Click Click Play gang, the gang of 4. Melomanen?
Yeah. My
Oh.
name is apparently Mellum.
Yeah, otherwise known as Ulla. Uli?
Yeah.
Is it Uli?
Ul.
Why has
No, but-
everybody on this podcast got 2 names? It makes it really hard for me to know what to call you.
Not Rob.
But like
Rob's just Rob.
all these British
Yeah.
people, yeah. No, we've just got 1 name, but all the foreigners have got 2 names.
Well,
Yeah.
like
How about? What do you want me to call you? Is it Ole or Melon?
Just call me Mellum because everybody does it.
Okay.
it's on his.
It's just
thing
it
there.
just looks so weird that everybody has their own real name, and I'm Mellum, which
Yeah.
means middleman.
I'll change your name in my phone as well. You're now Melon.
Yeah.
Merci.
Merci. And yeah, so filling in, he's. I don't think he's ever had, or has, a little bit of Latino in him, but he's Welsh, so he checks another box. Rob.
Who told you about the Latino?
Ah, there's Jordan. What is Jordan drinking from a freaking goblet or something? It looks. What's that, Jordan? Sorry, just yeah.
Han.
Rob, how have you been? It feels like forever since we last spoke to you.
Yeah, it's been all 5 minutes, I think, isn't it?
Were you on last week or was it the week before?
I don't remember. I'm still getting over my my operation.
Oh, yeah,
the drugs
sorry.
they give me.
We have to call him Rachel now.
No, really, actually, it's just been I'm trying to buy a house, and it's the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. John, you bought a house, didn't you?
Yeah, riveting start to the show, lads.
Are you,
Let's talk about real estate.
Are you giving Rob advice?
No.
Oh, want to live
Rob's
where he
my
lives.
financial guy. So if I ever need to know about the pounds and pence, I ask Rob. So no, he's definitely not coming to me for advice on this stuff. My only advice was that mine went as well as I could expect, and it was still fucking hell. So
I feel like I need to wear glasses. Does that make you more intelligent
again,
here?
brilliant content. Brilliant content.
That's us, top. In the chat, by the way, Spicy says, as after we've mentioned about the deportations, says, "Oh well, at least America's safer now." America's great again.
That's true.
That's Manny's burn account.
Yeah, and yeah.
I say
So we're having a special. This is 1 year of Click Click Play, and during the Andre, God knows where he is. Manny, no, he was supposed to as well, but hopefully Andre will come on a bit later. But during the news, we're going to be joined by Paddy RGB, and a bit later after that, we're going to have like just a general chit chat where we sit around like old people talking about our favourite games. And we're going to be joined by Boto Colin, who is a streamer who plays a massive variety of games, so he's going to have loads of stuff to talk about. And hopefully Miko Chu Prime, who we've had before, although she is in the middle of a Splatoon 2 tournament right now. So let us know how it goes, Miko. And we'll enjoy that. All right, so 1 year. Have you ever been in a tournament, Jordan? Like a tournament with video games.
Went to a Smash Brothers tournament once.
Ooh, did you win?
Yes.
Did you?
Wasn't you in the tournament of synchronized swimming?
Yeah.
Doesn't need a cap
as well.
What about here they have massive like tournaments. You know, the League of Legends, they come here and like thousands and thousands of people go and like sell out a huge stadium. Why?
That happens in Spain.
Yeah, like
that's just Twitch in real life, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, but then you can't play another game at the same time, or you can't have a shit or like eat pizza and stuff.
You've lost me now. Why can't they have a shit?
Well, not while they're, because you kind of don't do it in your seat while you're watching.
But people
You
come
have
and watch
any event.
football. They don't have to play football while they watch it.
I mean, yeah. Like, you're just seeing a bunch of sweaty people playing video games.
Aren't we supposed to be like pro nerd stuff?
Yeah, I'll never get.
Have you listened to the
esports.
show, because there's been multiple times where we've commented on the lack of hygiene in nerd culture. Me and Ben both agree that we'll never go into a game shop because we assume that they smell.
They do smell.
They do though. The one in Cardiff always stinks.
Yeah. And they never have enough windows or ventilation in video game shops. Horrible places. Even Rosie smells.
Is Rosie?
Rosie Rabbit, she's one of the best streamers out there. She is lovely. Anyway, yeah. So let's go and delve into the beeswax. Jordan met a fan, and I don't believe he met a fan from that. But then where he met it makes it even more unbelievable. Oh no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't where you met him. It's where he listened. Okay, no, forget about it. Yeah, you met a fan, Jordan. For some reason, I thought in my head you'd met him at the gym. See, that's why I was finding it hard to believe it, Jordan. But then I just remembered, no, it's okay. I'll let you explain it.
I was a member of a gym for 5 years.
It was the sauna.
Yeah.
It was the sauna.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, by the way. So no, I was in a pub, which makes a bit more sense.
Okay, yeah, that's more like it.
It's the chap that works with me. Funnily enough, he's got the same name. He's also named Jordan. I won't put the surname in. Slightly different surname, but we get each other's emails all the time.
Oh.
And we were in a bar, and he admitted to me that he listens to the show while he's in the gym. That's where you got the gym bit from. There you go.
Yeah, that was
Boom.
it. Yeah.
Worked that one out for you.
Getting old now.
And he had a bit of feedback for you, Ben. He said that sometimes you forget to put the audio show up, and he likes to listen to the audio show while he's in the gym. And I said I will pass that along. I'm so happy that happens, because so many times I've forgotten. Well, not so many times, twice I've done it, but no one ever reminded me. I think Rob once did when I'd. It's not that I'd forgotten to put it up. I'd put like one. If you put one tiny error in the code for the podcast, it just won't update, and it's a pain.
It's a pain, but it's good because when I do it, it does take a while to do it. And when I'm doing it, I'm like, is anybody actually listening to this show? Is anybody? Because I don't get any stats from podcast downloads. So it's good to know that at least one person is listening.
I know there's a couple of people at least that work with me who dabble with it. The other bit of feedback was that we don't talk enough about FIFA, which I've obviously told him that's not valid feedback. He offered to come on the show to talk about FIFA, but again, I've declined.
But we'd like to talk about good games.
Exactly.
Well,
nice one, Mellum. High five.
So wait a minute. 11 minutes. Life is Strange. Why do we talk about that game?
I like to talk about good games.
I think was that 11 minutes? That's one of our
mentioned it in chat or something.
Latest. No, well, you were talking about you said Mellum said that we talk about good games, and every single podcast within like the first 15 minutes we bring up Life is Strange.
I've never talked about it. I just want to have that on the record.
Yeah, but no, FIFA on Switch is FIFA on the Switch. It's exactly the same as it is on. It's like an old FIFA game on the Switch. There you go. I hear the new one's good. It's got a story. That's what people play FIFA for.
Move on.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a thing? Oh, yeah, we're done maybe.
Well, it says here you've done nothing as usual this week.
No. Yeah, that's like every week I have a really boring life, it seems, because you guys have always something to say. I got the microphone arm this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Exciting time.
That's like the
That looks painful.
It's great.
Yeah, if you podcast too long, you get microphone arm. It's a horrible condition. There's a cream. Shall we?
Like a wanker's elbow.
Yeah.
A wanker's face. Let's go and go for games. Let's just go straight into games because we've got quite a few of us. Well, 4 right now.
Time to play the game. It's all about the game. And how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it. All about your debt. And if you can pay it. It's all about pay. Who's gonna make it?
What games are you playing, you complete bastards, you?
That's harsh.
Yeah. People that don't get the Bo Selector reference must just think we're really offensive.
Yeah, I've given you that feedback before. That's a very, very British. It's not only a British joke, but you have to be a particular age, basically our age, any younger or non-British, and nobody's going to get it.
Crap paste.
Do you have spy skills in Norway? Of course you did.
Yeah, we did in the 90s.
So, yeah, true.
Fair point.
So then in the UK we had. So obviously you had Scary Spice, who was kind of the leader of the Spice Girls, maybe here or Jerry, and then we had a sketch show called Bo Selector, which was like a surrealist sketch show in the early 2000s, I guess. And Scary Spice was a character on that, but it's a really weird show where they pretend to be people, but they're nothing like their actual real life counterparts. And Scary Spice in that show was basically just kind of like a middle-aged man who had really poor sexual hygiene.
Just like really dirty person.
Yes.
This is realistic.
Sounds like a really nice.
Do you have Craig David in Norway?
Yeah.
Craig David.
No,
You don't have Craig David?
I don't have him.
Wasn't that
I don't know who he is. I don't have him.
So,
Took her for a drink
excellent.
on
No,
Monday.
you don't. Good for you.
Yeah, look at you. But yeah, so it's just like that. It's from that show. I'll send you a link, Mel. I think you'd actually like it. It's very funny.
Okay, cool.
Avid Merriam, that was him. All right, so let's go into games that y'all have been playing. Let's go to Rob. We've never started with Rob. Rob, what have you been playing?
So I got a bit nostalgic on Friday night after coming home drunk. Playing some video games with my girlfriend. Downloaded the game called My World Championship.
Called my what? Sorry, it froze. It stopped when you were saying it.
So, did any of you play the original Micro Machines on the Mega Drive? I guess.
Oh, you said Micro Machines. Yeah, sorry, Blade.
Micro
froze.
Machines. Sorry.
I
They were
did,
great
yeah.
games, really good games. This one isn't. It's really bad. So I was playing it with my girlfriend, obviously, and there's no just mode where you can race each other. It's just all these stupid little battle royale things. Yeah.
Racing game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you'd think that. So I read through some of the some reviews of it today, and the developers were pinching ideas from similar games like Overwatch and Counter-Strike and Team Fortress 2, and trying to introduce these modes into this Micro Machines racing game, and it just doesn't work. It's really bad. Real poor game.
That's a disappointing. I used to love playing that when you used to drive. Was it Micro Machines where you used to like end up driving through the glue and stuff and just be really slow, and then people would go around? Yeah, I used to love that.
Yeah, all of that's there. But it's on the multiplayer mode, which nobody's playing. I mean, online multiplayer, not local multiplayer.
Yeah, and they don't do that.
So it was a waste of £10. In all honesty.
Sounds great.
£10. What did you
and
play
then
it on?
I played Chernobyl PSVR. It's basically just a VR tour of Chernobyl. You get to look around the reactors, and you get guides coming to explain to you what's happened, things like that. It's quite interesting if you're into that kind of stuff. But
is it? So it's on PSVR, is it?
Yeah. It's on PS. I think probably on Vive, and I think it's on Steam. So yeah, you can get it on those other ones as well. But it's not really a game. It's more of a walking simulator, except it makes you dizzy because the output on the PSVR or the video compression they use is terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was the second thing we tried whilst being very drunk on Friday night.
That makes, I don't know, those kind of games, I'd love to play that. I'd love to go around. I've always found Chernobyl quite interesting, and being able to go around it in VR sounds amazing. But if it's crap, then that's shit.
So the content's good. It's just the presentation's not very great. It's not great. So I don't know, you might do better with the janky little videos. The video stutters too much for you to be able to move your head around, and as you know, shit frame rate of VR makes you feel sick.
Have you got a Pro?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with that then. Oh, that's annoying.
No, I think it's just the video they use.
Is it free?
Crap. No, I think that was the tenner as well.
Whoa,
okay. I downloaded it a while ago, forgot about it.
Yeah, I won't get that. Sounds like something that might come around in PS Plus.
Probably, yeah, hopefully. And apart from that, just playing a lot of Counter-Strike and watching the majors that's going on at the moment.
What's the majors? Is that tennis?
No, like competitions. There's a CS competition on at the moment.
There's what, sorry?
A CS competition going on at the moment. Turn my mic up.
I think so.
So I've just been watching it for that.
Who's winning?
I don't know. I don't know any of the team names. I'm too old to like keep tabs on any of this stuff. I just find it really interesting to watch how good these people are.
When it comes to when it comes to esports, I have no idea like about anything with it. But the PUBG one was really good. I mean, it's janky as hell, but that was quite interesting. But apart from that, I don't really get it.
Yeah. I like the commentating as well. They make it sound like it should be a real sport, but they're using just real in-depth knowledge of maps and things like that nobody, if you're casual like I am, even though I put like 500 hours into Counter-Strike, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Just give it time.
Yeah, I think you're too old now, Rob. How old are you?
30.
30. Yeah, you're way past your best at CS:GO, I'm afraid.
Sure.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Nice. Let's get it out of the way. Jordan, what have you been playing?
Talking to PSVR, I just wanted to say that I tuned into your Resident Evil 7 stream.
Oh, did you? You watched Twitch, not like during
not live,
the show?
I watch on YouTube like a real person.
Oh, good. Good, get those views. Do you enjoy it?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought because obviously I'm kind of seeing a 2D representation of what you're seeing. I thought that looked really good.
It's very good. It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's
I thought it'd be nerfed a little bit more than, because I assume that's obviously you're seeing it in 2 dimensions or 3 dimensions, I should say. But I assume that's kind of representative of the quality that you're seeing, their output.
yeah, it's the quality is fantastic, and I think it's a game that's really good in VR because it's pretty dark, so you don't really, and everything's really closed. Like you're in a house. The furthest place you need to be able to see is when you're outside. Which at the beginning of the stream I was near the caravan and I could see like to the other side of the garden. But that's as far as you need to see, so you don't ever have any problems with it, like seeing pixels in the distance, which is like driving games you have. But no, it's really well done. The colors and like the shadows. In fact, Dave came into the room about 10 minutes before I was about to do it and was like, "Oh, let me have a go." So I put it on him, and like he was just standing in the garden, didn't move. There wasn't anything around, and was like, "Yeah, I don't like this," and just took it off because it's so immersive. I was going to mention it when I came up to my games, but that game, Resident Evil 7, I want to finish that game now in VR. I don't think I want to play it out of VR just because it's so absorbing, and I don't think I'm going to get an experience like that again for a long time.
I want to see some other parts of that game with you playing it, because the part that you kind of played, there wasn't, like, there was the odd scare moment, but there wasn't anything I thought too traumatic, and I just kind of want to watch you go through some of the.
You want to watch me suffer?
Can you, like, if it was that scene with the stairs, you remember that?
Yeah, where she jumped out.
Yeah.
I
think you would die.
Yeah. And I'd had a few drinks. Yeah. I think you need a few drinks. I was playing it. I played the opening hour and a half or so in VR, and there are a few like massive jump scares. Like the scariest moment, and I don't think I'll ever forget it, is when it's the first time you come out of the cellar, and then the door shuts, and then I think you lock it, and you hear knocking, and then you open the door, and there's nobody there, but you look closer into the darkness, and then she just jumps out at you. That's terrifying.
Wait.
Yeah, I've seen the last half an hour of the game, and it's just jump scare after jump scare. I wonder if you get like numb to it eventually. Probably not.
No.
But yeah, Miko, I might play more.
In terms of the games that I've been playing, so I've been doing a bit of kind of preview stuff this week. So I checked out Metal Gear Survive, which has an open beta running on PSN at the moment. It's kind of in line with the preview cycle. So I've heard some output from an event that they must have run recently. I don't think the event was the same content as the beta. The beta seems to be kind of stripped down to just a couple of missions. It doesn't let you kind of get into the outright single player, as far as I can tell. Mm-hmm. Before I kind of get into that, has anybody else tried this yet?
No, I've seen.
I'm just really curious what the hell it is.
Yeah, I've seen it on what's it called, on Giant Bomb.
Yeah.
I bet you love that map, don't you, John? Around the person.
Yeah. So so this is totally what I would expect that Konami would do. So it's 100% a cash in. They've basically taken the engine and tried to build a game around it. What I assume that they would do is take the meta game out of MGS5, which is the whole resource kind of collection and base building and stuff like that, and kind of hone in a bit more on that stuff and move away from the kind of Metal Gear lore. They haven't done that. They've built a kind of a whole new game around the engine. And as the title suggests, it's very much a survival game. So again, you can be cynical, and it's basically them just kind of chasing a current trend to maximize the amount of money they're going to make on this, which is potentially the last ever Metal Gear game for all we know. I'm kind of a little bit confused about it, because in some ways it's weird to be playing a Metal Gear game without kind of Kojima at the helm. At the same time, it doesn't really feel like a Metal Gear game outside of a couple of noises and the fact that it looks like MGS5. It doesn't play anything really like a Metal Gear game. You kind of are stealthing, but the enemies are not human. It's basically, they've just got generic kind of zombie-looking things in the game. And there's a lot of meters going on. So you've got like a food meter, a thirst meter, which is essentially like your stamina. I'm typically not into that kind of stuff where you have to look at meters and eat and all that kind of crap, and it seems to move quite quickly. you can build. There's like a crafting thing in it, which I never really got that into to understand it. I kind of bounced off this game thinking that actually it seems like it's a higher quality product than I would expect. I was expecting a complete cash in, but it seems like they've at least got some kind of direction to it and they know what they're doing at least. But at the same time, in terms of what the beta gives you, it's just kind of injecting you into missions without much preparation. There's a training mode, but it's just a target mode, which I'm already pretty comfortable in terms of how that game handles with guns and things. I think I need to understand how the game expects you to craft and when it would expect you to craft and stuff like that. It doesn't really give you a great deal of insight on it. I'm going to be curious to see when it comes out. Not in the way this is presented. I think it'll be good when the game comes out and it just kind of lets you have a go at it and work that stuff out yourself. But it doesn't put you into like an open world and then you can go and kind of work that stuff out. It puts you straight into a mission. There's a time limit on the mission, so you kind of feel stressed to understand it. The mission that it gives you, you have to kind of defend a mining rig. And if you don't get to it within a couple of minutes, it starts mining, which then attracts these zombie hordes. They start attacking it. And assumedly, if they destroy the mining rig, that's the mission over for you. They come in waves.
Hilly in the chat, and also what you're saying sounds exactly like the main game of Fortnite. I don't know if you've played that.
Yeah, but no, I haven't. But yeah, potentially. Yeah. So almost like I'm probably out of date in terms of terms, but almost like a kind of intricate tower defense type game. If that makes sense. So kind of take between rounds, building defenses. So you can actually build like defensive stuff. So you can build like a metal fence and keep enemies out, and they'll basically damage it until they break through it. So I'm assuming you need to build fences in strategic places to stop the hordes from getting to the machine, that kind of stuff. And I think there's going to be a big multiplayer element. So it seems like that stuff would work better with a few people.
It sounds like something I would love to play.
Yeah, like it's just weird that it's got the Metal Gear wrapper on it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's an odd one because, like I said, they could have done a complete cash in. It seems like they've gone for something that I wouldn't expect them to. But again, it's understandable because this is the stuff that's in vogue. So I'm keeping very cynical about it. But it could well be like I'm sure it's going to be a mess in a lot of ways, and they're going to have to obviously dance around the whole. Like realistically, they could have Solid Snake in this game. There's nothing stopping them from having Solid Snake turn up. But I think that would be such a weird moment, especially for Metal Gear fans. Every time I was playing that game and I saw like an insignia from Metal Gear, so they've got the Diamond Dogs insignia, you feel a little bit dirty because you're playing this fucking Metal Gear game. And, like, you just know Kojima had nothing to do with this game and they've just ripped assets, which they own, to be fair. But you do feel a little bit scummy. And I wonder how far, like, if you think about the title of this game, it's called Metal Gear Survive. They didn't even go the Metal Gear Solid route. So I wonder how far they'll go down that, or whether they're smart enough to kind of steer clear of all the main staples. And to be fair to them, they probably want nothing to do with them, because I think my impression is they spent the last 10 years trying to pull Kojima away from that stuff. And that's probably eventually where that rift between them came about. It's going to be a really interesting one to see what happens when it comes out. If they can... these games are really popular at the moment. They've got a really fantastic engine. If all the pieces come together, they could potentially have something on their hands where people want to play it. And then that's just going to be really interesting to have kind of Kojima in a completely different studio, making a completely different game, and then Konami's just released this thing that, if, like I said, if it's good, people are going to be playing it. And if it's good, I'll play it too. But these are not necessarily my type of games, and it'll need to be a really competent one for me to want to play it. I thought the character creator was really good. I made a really good looking avatar to run about with. So that was a good start. And from a production value element, it looks good, because like Metal Gear 5 looked fucking good and it ran really well. So we'll just need to see. Do we know when the beta ends? Because I'd recommend you guys have a go just to see what you. It's probably more up your street.
Where do we play it? PC,
I played it on PSN.
I'll give it a download. Something to play before Monster Hunter comes out.
I will do.
It's definitely kind of built around the kind of Twitch crowd. It's you need to be persistently online. I'm sure there's going to be fucking crazy microtransactions attached to this game. As far as I can tell, this is them Looking at Metal Gear 5, I'm assuming they probably lost them loads of money because it took so long to make and they didn't actually finish it. And this is them saying, okay, we're going to have one more batch of this and we're going to make our money back and fuck Kojima. And then they're probably going to put the franchise to bed. That's my guess.
Yeah.
But you know what? If they can make a decent game out of that, fair enough. It's obviously not going to be it's not Metal Gear 6, put it that way.
No. Apparently,
GameSpot is saying that this is running until 21st, so
that's today.
finish it today.
Yeah.
But Metal Gear 5 wasn't even Metal Gear 5, and a lot of Metal Gear fans love that game, so you don't need Kojima, it seems.
Oh, apparently it's been updated 22nd.
Kojima made Metal Gear 5, or Metal Gear V, whatever you want to call it. But no, you don't necessarily need Kojima, I guess. We'll see. When's it out? It's out in like a month, isn't it?
20th of February.
There we go.
That's soon. Yeah, so I think it runs. Yeah, I think it's going to be running until the 22nd. GameSpot had an article up today that says 22nd now. I wonder.
Liars on GameSpot.
And I got it from GameSpot. Contradicting themselves.
Is the multiplayer mode in this beta?
There was you could matchmake. It didn't. I only tried it once and it didn't work. So I assume the multiplayer is a core part of it, and that's typical. Like realistically, we're a month from release. That game is gold, so this is more of a demo to get people talking about it, which it seems to have done. And I think a lot of people assumed that this would be absolute trash, and I guess that's what I'm trying to explain is that it isn't absolute trash. But I think they've got a big balancing act because there was a lot in Metal Gear 5. There was a lot of online kind of integration into it. You had to wait. You could buy actual currency and things like that. So I don't know how much of that was actually Kojima's team or whether that was Konami trying to monetize the whole thing. If it's the latter, then Kojima isn't there to stop the tide of that stuff. So they could well go too far with it. Which, considering everything that happened last year, the appetite for that stuff isn't high. People are very quick to criticize that kind of thing. So I'd hope they manage to rein it in. But it's just a hot fucking mess. And I'll be interested to see what happens. And I hope they do a good job of it. So we will see in a month's time.
We've got Paddy in the chat having a meltdown at the moment. You do need Kojima. Fuck Konami. Kojima made Metal Gear Solid 5. Damn straight. There we go.
Yes.
It's only the beta's only on PS4 and Xbox One.
There you go.
Oh. And maybe the Microsoft Store.
If it's good, I'll get it on PC for a little bit cheaper than the consoles, and then probably just fuck around with it in Cheat Engine just to break it even more than it's probably going to be broken. But I just want to see what kind of if it's coming out with this game could either be 5s or 6s, or potentially it could be a hit.
I wouldn't dare give it any higher than an 8.
It's hard to say. The other game I've been playing is Sky, which is that game company's new game, which interestingly, considering they've been in bed with Sony for so long.
Can you remind people what games they've done?
Journey is the big one. Prior to that, Flower. Prior to that, Flow.
But isn't it? Because on E3 they said it was gonna only release on iOS.
So I think my understanding is that the initial release is iOS. I'm pretty sure this will come out on console. I might be wrong, but I would be very surprised if there isn't.
But I remember they said something about it. This is gonna be a big EOS release.
Yeah,
it's like I said, it's definitely releasing initially on iOS. I'm not sure if it's exclusive. I would be surprised. So I think they'd be leaving a lot of money on the table. I'd be disappointed as well because the thrust of my initial thoughts on this is that I like it, but I want to play it on a console, not a fucking touch device.
In 4K.
Yeah, definitely. Just the controller's the main thing.
How does it run?
So I'm playing on an iPad Pro, so like it's absolutely fine and it looks good. I'm not sure. Obviously, mileage is going to vary depending on what device you're going to play it on, but on the iPad Pro it looks great. So I think the easiest way to explain this game, and this is weird because that game company is known for quite artistic games, and also they they tend to put a new spin on each game that they release, but also they kind of they become more ambitious with each game. And this is definitely a more ambitious game than Journey. I can't fault them for that, but this is very much Journey. So this game but this game this is the kind of game which I would expect to come out on the back of Journey, and somebody else has made it but wants to expand upon Journey. I wouldn't expect this from this studio. The whole concept is very similar, to the point where you're playing as kind of a lone wanderer, and there is a mountaintop in the distance which is glimmering, and you've got to get to it, which is essentially everything that Journey is. But there's a lot more around this game. So despite the fact we're moving to a mobile platform, it's a lot more complex.
But
what I will say,
have they dumbed it down a little bit by telling you things?
they have to. I wouldn't say they've dumbed it down. There's a lot more. There's a lot more options in this game for the way you can handle it. It seems it's definitely a lot more open world. There's a lot more you can kind of explore. There's customization of your character. There's a lot of other characters bouncing around the place. So this is essentially them take it, and I can understand it. Journey, as much as people like Flower, Flow was barely registered in terms of kind of the wider market. Journey was a big hit for them, to the point where obviously they re-released it on PS4. And my impression is that they're kind of running a bit. They're going to cash in a little bit on that success. So let
me stop you right there. You're being an idiot, all right?
Wow.
What an intro.
He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. I thought you got deported.
Yeah, we've told everybody. Are you live from Mexico right now?
Wait, give me 1 second.
Wow, he's in the immigration office.
At the party or something.
Oh, there he is. We can hear you and see you.
I can't hear you guys. Happy anniversary. What's it called? Happy anniversary for the website. It's awesome. I hate all of you. Bye. I need to go. I'm with friends. Bye.
Oh, look
Show
at
me
him.
some fitty.
Well, that was something.
Wow.
Okay, so Journey.
Professional. Not Journey, Sky. Sky, it's called.
Oh yeah, Sky. Yeah.
But I reckon you could call it Journey Online, and this would be if you released a game called Journey Online, this is the game you would expect it to be. There's a lot more other characters running about. Same principle in terms of you see these other characters. Yeah, it's got the whole blim, blum, 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 that kind of stuff.
And there is no way to communicate otherwise.
As far as I can, well, you can. There's a lot more. Well, there's gestures where I don't think the other game had that.
That's okay.
You've got a big drop down menu, which I've only filled a small portion of, and you get gestures and also ways you can interact with the world, and there's a lot of them. And I think they're not releasing this as this kind of 2-3 hour experience that you go through once, have a really good time, and talk about for ages. This is clearly they're making this is going to be something they want people to come back to, hence doing a beta. I don't think they have a beta tested Journey. I don't think they needed to, because that was a linear crafted experience. Like I said, this is way more broad, way more open. There's a lot more going on. You'll be in a hub, and there's literally a hub that you can return to when you're done exploring. You can go back to this hub where you can customize your characters. You can customize the legs, the cape, the face, all this kind of stuff. There's a social aspect to it. So within this little hub, you can walk up to like a tablet which looks like the Facebook sign, and you can sit on it and pray to Facebook. And I assume that would upload it to your Facebook page, so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I think it's really interesting. If it was coming out on PS4 or PC, I'd be all over it. I don't really, as much as I would say that they did the best job they could in terms of translating the controls that you need in a game like that to a touchscreen. I just don't want to. I want to go and explore that world and feel tactile. I don't really get that with a touchscreen. Yeah, it looks nice, but I think it's because it's that kind of more open world experience. It doesn't feel as artistically thrilling as Journey did. I don't think Journey really put a foot wrong in terms of what it showed you and how it framed things. There are certain scenes in this game which look incredible. I think the key scene is, and I don't know whether you guys have seen it yet or if you saw kind of some of the pics that I tweeted, but you do a lot of flying in this game, and more kind of control flying. So whereas within Journey you could fly or Did you? Yeah, you only flew toward the end, I guess, in
Yeah.
Journey, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then a
Yeah,
lot
but
of it
you
was
can't glide a lot.
yeah. So in this, you outright fly. You can fly around the world, and there's like a cloudscape in front of you, and that looks fucking incredible. And that is, for me, that's kind of up there in terms of the stuff they've done before, and it shows that progression in terms of artistry. But then there's a lot of, because I think they need a lot more content, a lot of it feels a little bit more generic. And I guess that's where I'm coming from in terms of this almost feels like somebody else riffing off what they do and just expanding on it from a gameplay perspective. But really interesting to go in that route. Like I said, I just hope they it isn't just marooned on iOS or Android devices, because this is something I'd really like to dig into with a proper controller.
Yeah, I hope that too.
Nice. You haven't broken any NDAs, have you? Because it seems like a special event.
Probably,
Give
but
a
fuck
fuck.
'em. Me and Genova Chan are like this. We're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. When's it out? Did you say? I wasn't listening.
I don't know. I don't know if there is a date.
There isn't a release yet.
There's probably a window, but like they've asked me for some feedback in terms of and it's very specific types of feedback, which tells me I don't think this game is near done yet. Because it sounds like based on
they did release it last E3, I think, and they most of the time doesn't they release it before the next one then?
and that would work, I guess, if they're doing a beta now. But I think this is way different in terms of scope and the fact that they're working on a touch device, not necessarily for the first time, because I'm assuming that Flower and Flow probably came to touch devices, but kind of converting something as ambitious as this to a touch device. I understand why they've got into bed with Apple, because it's another stab, I think, at bringing more traditional type games and money, yes, to mobile platforms. And like I said, from a control perspective, they've done it pretty well. You kind of just flick. If you flick the screen in a direction, it runs in the direction. And if you put a second finger on the device and then move a finger around, it gives you the third person camera control. But you can never do that at the same time, and that's the key, I guess, that you get from console controls. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I like
Boring name.
Sky.
Yeah.
Sky.
Yeah.
They're minimalistic. Like Journey wasn't like a big name either.
Yeah, but
Flower. Flower and Glow.
Well, Flower was kind of cool, because you had Flow was the earlier game, almost like a Flash game, and then Flower was way more ambitious, and they just added 2 letters to the name. And then you had kind of Journey, which I think that name's perfect, because you do go on a journey. Whereas
but I must say I loved Flower, because the thing I loved about Flower was while you were playing, you get better, you started to understand things, and it never told you anything, and you just suddenly understood everything.
Yeah, so this game is, and again, this is why, and I think Journey's that as well. I think of course. I think anybody could pick up Journey, and if no one's ever played a video game before, I think they maybe struggle a little bit with the light platforming elements. But outside of that, I think it teaches people well, and it kind of expresses what it's trying to do. I think this game is a different beast, and it's constantly having to come up. It's got in-screen. It pops up and tells you, press this, do this, which is totally alien, I think, for that developer. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Very ambitious.
But what was that diving game? Wasn't that the same guys?
Oh, Subnautica. Oh, Abzu, was it?
No, that's someone spun off from the.
Okay.
I think he was some kind of artist lead or art lead on Journey, and then span off to do Abzu.
Okay, cool.
All right.
But this is still the main studio, and I'm assuming Genova Chan is still heading that up.
Cool.
And any other games, Jordan? Any proper games?
Fucking Metal Gear Survive is the most proper game you're ever going to play. It's the most gamey game ever. But other than that, no, just Rocket League.
I've started downloading Metal Gear Survive Melum, so I don't know if you want to do the same, and we can have a go before the servers shut down. I'm downloading the beta from Metal Gear Survive.
Oh yeah, I can't do it right now.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what you guys think about it, because I think it's, like I said, I think it's more aimed to you, really. I'm in that kind of weird stage where there's big. I've just got my mind on a big upcoming release, which is Monster Hunter, and I
Yeah.
can't. Like, I'm literally just installing games from my Steam library, playing them for a couple of minutes, and then go no, just deleting. So I think it's just going to be one of those periods before a big release comes out. So it's that, and then Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, we're gonna have loads
Did
of.
you ever try Dauntless? Or
No, I didn't try Dauntless. No,
Yeah.
and I won't.
No.
Not your
Okay.
thing.
We're too close to Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but if you need that itch to be scratched, you can get
No,
it.
I will wait.
Like a pinky scratch.
Thank you.
I look forward to Monster
hands off
Hunter.
me.
I've got that. I'll have to pre-install that soon. When's it out for pre-installing? Love the little
When's what
countdown
out?
there.
2 days before or something.
Like, yeah. Yeah, I'll be playing that. When's that out? Friday, is it? Is it a Friday release?
Friday.
Yes,
Yeah,
Wednesday, maybe.
Nice.
26th, isn't it?
Yeah, so in 5 days. I'll be playing a lot of that this week. Well, next weekend, so
Yeah.
should have lots to talk about. We're gonna do a 12-hour stream, aren't we, Mellum?
Yeah, on Saturday.
Yeah,
3 to 3.
3 to 3. So feel free to join us, Jordan, and anybody else who's watching. BiggusBennus on Twitch. All right.
Dancing.
Yeah, we might do some dancing. If we don't kill this monster,
Jordan
we've got to
does the
dance.
dancing and we will do the playing.
Yeah, while watching Jordan dance. So yeah, we've been playing Just Dance 2018. Right, that's a great game. Melon, what games have you been playing?
I've been playing Commandos.
Oh,
It's a really old game. No, I haven't played it in in forever. So, and I saw it on Steam. It was like 3 or 4 euros. So I got it. I only played the first one. I only bought the first one as well.
Mhm.
It's 3 of them on Steam right now. No,
I watched you play it. I was watching you play a little bit of that, and I remember it always being absolutely like rock solid. And watching you play, it just reaffirmed that those games are really, really hard.
Yeah, they are really hard.
What are you doing here? I don't think I never saw it.
No, it's like a upside. Did I stream that game?
Yeah, you were playing it, or it was either you were playing it, or I might have jumped in on somebody else after seeing you playing it.
Yeah, that might be it. But yeah, it's you see it from upside down and upside down,
Top side.
up to down. Yeah, top side.
You see
No,
upside
it's like a
down. That's
stealth game.
difficult.
From and it's about World War II, and it's just like a fictional squad team.
Mm-hmm.
You play, but they take out the real historical landmarks and times from the war. And
I just look at the
it's
picture.
a good game.
Yeah, it looks like a fun game. And you say it's
I think
stealth
it was
as well.
Released in '98 or something, so it's quite old.
Somebody was saying in the chat, and looking at it now, and when you mentioned that it's a stealth game, I think you'd really like what's it, Shadow Warrior? Have you seen that one?
Okay.
That's like Shogun or Rise. I don't know. There's a second one that's just recently come out, but I've had it in my Steam wishlist for a while, and I was kind of tempted to buy it during the sale. But that's like a stealth one, but I haven't really seen Shadow Tactics. Did I say Shadow Tactics? But yeah, I'd check that out if you like those type of games.
Yeah, cool.
Huh. Any other games, Malom?
Yeah, some Horizon Zero Dawn. I started that game.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say too much about it because I haven't finished. But yeah, no, it's a new IP.
That's true.
They've done a lot of great stuff with that game, and for me, they missed a couple of shots. But yeah, I won't say too much because I haven't finished it, so you can just destroy me. But yeah, so and then I played some Fortnite, the new map and stuff.
Yeah, we've been playing some new. We got a win, didn't we? With the newish map.
And the new map, it's great. It's a bit. I think it forces people to go to cities now, and that's a bit shame. I like to go to the east side of the map now because it's a more. You don't have to kill 10 people before you can start and get to the first circle. So
Yeah, it gives you a bit of a head
but
start.
it's still a great game. But the map is a bit dark, and everything is a bit dark now. I liked how everything was so bright and pretty earlier.
Yeah, now they've got
Have
skyscrapers.
they fixed the shooting in it yet? Or was it just a map update?
That was just a map update.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything about the shooting yet.
I think the shooting
I
update's
still
coming
miss
soon.
every shot, so I guess not.
Oh yeah, I like how it's a bit RNG. It gives me a chance against people. But when they start fixing it, because they're going to make it, and they're going to make the shooting so that you have to aim really carefully, or it's going to be a lot more realistic.
Yeah, I think they want to make it a lot more competitive, don't they? Because they want to get into that esports.
Damn it.
But I think Fortnite is a better esport game than PUBG, because it's more okay. No, it's more like how can I say that?
Forgiving?
But it's
Polished. More polished.
and also more polished, of course. But it's like in PUBG, you can loot for 30 minutes and be in that mindset, and then in 1 second you're dead and it's all over. In Fortnite, it's more balanced.
Fortnite rewards you for being offensive as well. I saw you get a win. Like have you had one solo win now? Is that your first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you killed like 9 people by the end, didn't you?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, there were 5 other people left on the map, and you were the one that was trying to shoot everyone and giving away where you were and that, but like you ended up winning. I think it does help if you start. If you see someone, you go and try and kill them. You're not. Whereas in PUBG, I'd be like, oh no, I'm just gonna sit here and hide. Hope they haven't seen me.
Yeah, and also you won't have any ammo or any resources if you don't play aggressively.
Yeah, I really like Fortnite.
You need to kill people and get their loot.
A very good battle royale game. I'm interested to see what the next ones are going to be like. If they'll go for down the Fortnite route or the PUBG route.
But I can say a few points about Horizon Zero Dawn, because it will be fun.
John unmutes himself now.
I won't say anything about the story yet because I haven't finished it. So, but right now I'm not positive. But
where do you
But my main issue with it now is like gameplay wise, it feels so floaty and it's not responsive. It feels like I have to press a button and 2 seconds later it actually does it, and also the main problem is the camera angle on the behind the person, and it's too steep and also too close, so you never get any good overview. So you feel like I feel I lose touch in where I am and my surrounding all the time.
I'm the same with you actually with that. I think when you mentioned it, I'd never noticed it when I was playing it, but I never felt like I was able to see, because it's not a first-person shooter. Obviously, it's not a first-person game, but it's like it is really that she's really close, and that's I think that that affected me as well, and I didn't really notice it until you mentioned it. There's no way of changing it. I also have to say,
I love how it looks, and I love the color.
Oh,
it's not brown.
It's wrong. I haven't got to the brown bit yet.
No, I love how it looks, but for me it's really weird because the game looks really pretty and everything, but how the fuck did they mess up all the cutscenes? In other games, it's like the gameplay looks stupid and the cutscenes are great, but I don't know how they made it like this.
What's wrong with the cutscenes?
Everything looks so weird. It's worse graphics during cutscenes than it is during gameplay, and also like the faces and everything, and how people speak, and I think it's I think it's a bad script also, because it doesn't feel natural, any of it.
Are you playing it on a pro?
No, I'm playing it on the original one, the original PS4. So that's probably one of the faults, but everyone doesn't have a pro.
Well, no, I was thinking if the cutscenes look bad and you were playing it on like the high res option, that might be why. But
I think for me the voice acting I think was really, really good. Maybe too good for a video game. For like, because the graphics don't give it like justice, but I don't know if you got the facial animations were a bit strange, I felt. And I don't know if they fixed it, but when I played it, they were a bit out of sync. And that was what a few people were mentioning. I don't know if they've altered anything like that since.
I remember thinking everybody looked like they had too many teeth.
Yeah. All right, Jordan's been quiet. I think he's...
I just think that it's all...
Small
I would say,
criticism.
one, what are we comparing it to in the genre? Because I don't think any of these games do it that well. I think they're minor grumbles compared to, which it sounds like Melon's on board with, but minor grumbles compared to what that game actually gives you. I'm not sure where you'll end up on the story. I've been on record multiple times by saying that this is one of the few video game stories that actually intrigues me.
Yeah.
And actually delivered.
Yeah.
Fucking delivered
I'm
on
looking
that
forward
story.
to that sci-fi story. For me, it's not been a lot sci-fi yet. It's been like her having a lot of emotions and doing weird choices.
Okay.
And now it's just about hate and revenge.
Okay.
And it started with being left out.
Yeah, when you get this,
And,
there's a
starting to
So have you kind of
find a home. But now it's all about revenge.
so you've done like the kind of the trial thing in terms of
Yeah, I'm only on my way to the big city, so I played like 4 hours or something.
Yeah, but you finished the trial bit. There's been a big death, and you're carrying on from that. But you would have woken up inside the mountain then, and there's a big question as to
That's the
it's a little
start
bit
of the
sci-fi.
sci-fi.
Yeah, spot on. So that's the kind of root of the story that really, and it gives you that little trace so early on, and then the rest of the game you're kind of scrambling to work that stuff out, and that's what they absolutely deliver on is all of that stuff. And I think maybe the game's victim of its own success a little bit because it's. My opinion would be that it delivers on so many fronts that I think people hold it up to, and it's obviously a big AAA Sony release. I think people hold it up to a really high standard. At the end of the day, it's an open world game. Like I think, in terms of the script, when you say the script, are you talking about like the major cutscenes or just people that you speak to as you kind of go about your business?
Mostly just what people say and how they repeat themselves all the time and how it's
Sure. Yeah.
And some of the sentences like if it's because this in the story the humankind has been they are stupid now, it seems.
Just then.
Sorry. Something happened and everyone just becomes stupid.
I kind of wish that they just went outright action game, open world action game, as opposed to it tries to be a light RPG. And I think in a post Witcher 3 world, that's never going to fly. Obviously, they wouldn't have known that Witcher 3 was going to come along and do what it did. So I hope the next one does that a lot better or doesn't necessarily. I don't need weird little sub quests dotted around the world, fetch quests and stuff like that. I'd rather you just. I think I said in my review, I think they need to learn from Zelda in terms of give me that big, beautiful open world and allow me to explore it, and don't give me my entire tool set right from the start. Give it to me in the opening hours, and then let me decide how I'm going to deploy that in the world, and let me just go and explore it. And hopefully, more games will do that. Now Zelda's come and gone, but I think it was a little bit too early for this game to do that.
I wish it had.
And one more thing, it's a new Ubisoft game with the fucking towers, with the fucking
like only everything. 3 though, isn't it? Is it 3 or 4?
It's the coolest fucking towers though.
It's really original that way, but yeah,
and it looks cool when you climb up and when you jump off. There's only a handful of those things. It's not as if the map is dotted with them.
You wish it had guns. I wasn't a massive fan of the I wasn't a massive fan of the combat. I know because nearly all the time, maybe it was just my style, but when I was playing it, it was pretty much all at ranged. Like very little actually using your staff or whatever to hit them.
Oh, you're playing it wrong. There's brilliant.
Yeah, staff is for taking away the armor.
The ranged, isn't it? Like the bow is to get rid of a bit of armor. To get rid of the armor.
Oh, they have like weaknesses. You have to scan them and watch the weaknesses and find the.
Yeah, I was doing that, and I'd get rid of their armor, but then they'd be like charging at me, and I'd just be diving out the way and then shooting a few arrows at them, and then they'd be charging at me again, and then there'd be someone else I've got to dodge as well. I wasn't a massive fan of the combat in it.
But you can fix it because the way I did fixed that problem was I got a new bow that I could anchor them down in the floor, and then I could just go.
Then you can go and
shoot.
attack them. Okay, maybe I'll try that. I'm starting
when
a
you
second
dodge,
playthrough.
just smash the heavy attack, and it'll like the game is really forgiving. When they come at you, dodge and then smash R2, and like you don't even need to be fucking aiming at them. She will jump a long distance and smash them. I quite like the melee combat. I thought it was really meaty. I get what Melon was saying in terms of the delay, but then I don't think this game is trying to be like a precise third-person melee combat game like a Dark Souls game. It's it is very actiony. I like it.
I agree with Paddy in chat. He's
the melee combat at least.
A Horizon fanboy in the chat. Paddy says the most original combat in a long time. No, it is. I agree with that. It's like compared to like Final Fantasy 15. That's also kind of original, very original for a Final Fantasy game. And at the end of the game, I felt like I wasn't a master of it. I like to kind of really master a control system, and feel like I'm really in control of what I'm doing, and that at the end of the game I can go and kill whoever I want. But with Final Fantasy 15 and this as well, these kind of new combats is just taking time to get used to. I'll have another playthrough.
Most original combat in a game is Undertale.
You don't have to fight.
Play that game one day. I'll play it one day.
Oh, you do?
You don't have to.
There is a mini game in every fight. It's a new mini game.
Yeah, the bullet hell stuff.
Speaking of Ubisoft games, I finished Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, oh my god. People say,
Tell me about how good the script and story was.
No, I didn't even...
how good the combat was. Any towers
combat
in it?
Oh, yeah. There are more... I cannot believe the amount of towers in that game.
Thank you, Jordan.
Like, people talk about Far Cry. People talk about Far Cry. Hey, no, I finished Horizon Zero Dawn. It didn't stop me. I mean, this is not a good game, Assassin's Creed Origin. But how many towers are there to climb up?
You've been on a real fucking journey with this game, haven't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't this in your top 10 for last year?
No.
Left it out.
No, I'm pretty sure last time when I first played it, I enjoyed it, and then last time we spoke, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of getting to the point where I want to just get on with the story and finish it. Like the last week, I've just had to grind, and I think the last missions are kind of, you need to be really high level, and I was just doing, I switched it to easy, and just so I could go through and finish it, but in the end, I was just skipping cutscenes. I had no idea who I was killing. It just seems, I don't think there's a way of getting Assassin's Creed to be fun without ditching Assassin's Creed, because it looks stunning. That's like the only thing that's really going for it. The combats, I really like the combat. That's cool. There's a massive variety in that. But no, the story itself, like, oh, I've got to kill this person, I've got to kill that person. And I said that the characters were interesting last week, but they are still a bit two-dimensional, and I'm sure there will be these big twists, but you've got to go into the Animus to find out like more information about who's who and that. And you come across these, it's not as fun. And also, like, when you go to and you come across these bandit camps and stuff, it'd be awesome. And you've got to kill the commander, and then loot it and all this stuff. It would be awesome if you did that, and then the next time you visited it, it wasn't just full of those people again. It'd be great if you could clear these bandit camps like you do in Far Cry, and then next time you go there, there's nobody there, or it just it felt like you
actually achieved something.
Yeah. So I was going into these bandit camps.
That happened.
Before those type of games, I would like to go to them and clear out everybody. But then when I realized they were just getting repopulated later, I'd kill the commander, sneak in, get the treasure, and then disappear. Hilly in the chat says that the story is too repetitive. Yeah, it's really repetitive. There's some really cool scenes and some really awesome levels, and you're like, wow, there's one point I'm on a raft or some kind of boat in I think it's like an indoor cave, and then there's this giant snake that's shooting poison at me. That's like huge. Yeah, that was fun, and I liked it. But yeah, Paddy in the chat said towers are okay in Assassin's Creed Origins. Don't reveal everything. Yeah, no, that's I don't mind that, but there's just so many. There were like when I finished the game, and there were still 5 areas that I needed to go and visit that I hadn't even been to that yet. So I just like wandered around those. And I know what you mean, John, about there being too much. Like, there's just a lot of nothing. Like, there's these massive deserts with nothing, but I quite like that. You felt like you're a bit more of on a journey if you're traveling across the deserts. And
that wasn't it. It all seems to be on the periphery of the map. Because I was kind of dropping off it, and I felt like I'm gonna quit this game because I really enjoyed it initially, and then due to the way I was playing it, where I was kind of mainlining it, I got to like quite a difficult fight, and because the enemies were a few levels above me, even if they weren't even getting a shot in on me, but I wasn't doing enough damage to really kill them in an acceptable amount of time. So I just had to drop off, and I thought, right, I don't want to just give up on this game because I really like what they've done. So I started to explore that map, and a lot of it is just empty desert. Now they seem to be going down the kind of games as a service route. There's a lot of like updates coming out on this things and like temporary events and things. So I don't know whether they'll actually use that space at some point.
I think I mentioned it last week, but I did the Final Fantasy mission, and that was just I think I did mention it. But the main boss of Final Fantasy.
Just use it as your horse.
Yeah, well, it's a camel.
A big selling point, isn't it?
It's a chocobo with camel legs. It's weird. Got 4 camel legs, and it makes the chocobo noise as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's that game. It looks like they make like this big majestic scenes for you all the time. Like you have to go across this big desert. You have to kill this big hyena or alligator or whatever, and it's like everything is like really cool and really tough. But then the game it forces you to do this 20 times in a row, or you have to do this. You have to look at this majestic thing, and it forces you, and then it just destroys everything, and it gets boring, and it doesn't.
I just hated the majestic. I just hated the grind in it. It was so I was level 32, and like the next main mission was level 35, and I switched it to easy, and I didn't bother grinding up there. But I was doing quite a lot of side missions as well. I just think side missions should be kind of. I think games you should be able to play and just play the main story and just go through it. And maybe you can make it easier by doing side quests, but not where it was. It was red. It came up as red if I wanted to do any of the main quests because I was under-leveled. I don't know if that means I couldn't do it or if it was just like, you're going to die really quickly. But I did level up a little bit, and it was... I was doing like missions that were 3 levels higher than what I was because 40 is the top, and I finished the game on like 35. But it was a perfect difficulty when I was getting to the end, like 3 ahead of me when I was playing it on easy. But it's just like a bit boring. I think if I'd just played through the main story, I'd have had a lot more positive things to say in that game. But they just kind of force you. And also, like, if it's a good open world game, surely they should be forcing you to go to like every area. Whereas, like, when I got to the end, like I said, there were 6 areas that I'd never been to. But I'm sure there's side quests and stuff that you go over there to, and I didn't mind it. There's some of the side quests are really interesting, but they are very, very repetitive. Go there, kill somebody, or follow some. Oh my god, following quests. Why don't they ever go at a decent speed? Just I've finished it. I'm not going to go back.
Bad memories from World of Warcraft now.
Yeah. I'm getting bad memories from Final Fantasy 14. The worst are the protect this person. They only had, I think, 2 of those missions where you had to protect someone. Thank God. Alright. Also, I played about an hour of Battle Chef Brigade. I just heard people talk about how good that was. Now, Jordan, do you like cooking games?
No.
Do you like kind of anime story-based games?
No.
Do you like puzzle, like solving kind of Candy Crush, like linking colors games?
I don't like puzzle games, but I know the puzzle mechanic to this game. What is it? Connect 3. What do they call it?
Yeah, connect 3 to like level up 1, and then you can.
This is the game for you.
Yeah, it's
so 1 out of 3. Go on.
It's. Do you like kind of funny games?
What games?
Funny games. Quite funny games.
Funny?
No. Humor.
Do you like to enjoy yourself? Do you like to have fun?
Well, he does, but that's different.
No.
Do you like
the game for you?
Do you like 2D platformers?
Yes.
You like 2D kind of platformers with quite a big, like shooting and focused on killing things. It's not necessarily like trying to jump from, not like Crash Bandicoot style, but think of Street Fighter as a. No, don't think of Street Fighter. Yeah, think of Street Fighter against some enemies that you can then loot.
Crash Bandicoot, that 2D platformer.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot 1.
It's not wrong though.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, well, that game is
Streets
just
of
a
Rage.
massive mix of everything, and it's really good fun. I've only played like the first hour or so, and I'm going to be entering.
The art looks disgusting.
The art is
So I haven't-
anime, you racist man, you. It is Japanese to a T. You should play it on the Switch. I didn't even realize it was on the Switch, but it's on there.
Just imagine it's hentai.
I'm sure there's a mod if you get it on Steam, Jordan.
Nice.
Nice.
Talking to the Switch, Melum, have you played Darkest Dungeon?
No, I haven't.
It's on the Switch, and I already own it on PC, but I've never played it. And everybody's saying how good it is on the Switch, so I'm kind of tempted by that. But yeah, just an aside.
Oh yeah, that's the game that
Lovecraftian rogue like game.
Yeah.
Mm.
I saw that today because I was looking at Switch games because I haven't got enough to play.
I think I'll boot it out for a couple of hours on PC and see if I like it. But that seems like it might be a good Switch game for me.
Paddy says Darkest Dungeon is
What's
really
the
like.
gimmick again about
Oh,
that
really good.
game?
We could ask Paddy actually
Come
when he
again.
comes on if you want.
There was a new gimmick, wasn't it, on that game?
You, from what I'm aware, it's like people management. You're probably talking about the
They can get
the mental
insane.
stuff. Yeah. So you can like go insane or get depressed and stuff like that. So you basically, I think you're like you're going on expeditions under this town. So it's very Lovecraftian. There's something fucked up going on, and people can guess there's emotional states that impact your crew. So you could have everything could be going really well, and then suddenly somebody gets depressed and chucks an axe in somebody else's head, and it all kicks off from there. Is my understanding of it. Apparently it's really punishing.
Sounds really good.
But I think
Yes,
we're
it does.
actually going to be. Are we losing you, Rob?
Yes, I have to go.
Oh, so we could
Sorry.
replace Rob with Paddy, and Paddy could tell us
Seamless.
about Darkest Dungeon.
Party!
Paddy, if you've got access to the document, click the link and join us. But Rob, thanks so much for joining us for our 1-year anniversary.
That's okay.
I'll
Enjoy.
hope we'll see you again soon
Thank
when one of the others is sick, or if we just never know. 5 people might work. Who
I'm
knows?
always on the bench.
Yeah, you're like you're the super sub. All right.
Right. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
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 Final game I've been playing. Yakuza Kiwami.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Nice. Arigato. It's Yakuza 0, but it's like DLC for Yakuza 0, really. This is the original Yakuza, their update, because they made a brand new kind of engine and world when they released Yakuza 0, which is brilliant. One of my top 10 games of last year. And Yakuza Kiwami, I'm playing it, and it looks, feels, every single thing in Yakuza Kiwami is identical to Yakuza 0. But obviously the story is the original Yakuza. And I'm really liking it. I've only played it for about an hour. The person, I've never played a Yakuza game before Yakuza 0, so some people are dying in this game, and I'm like, whoa, okay, wow, that guy was a main person in Yakuza 0, and he's dead in, spoiler alert, he's dead in like the first hour. I'm not going to say who. In fact, 2 of them.
That's a game where you press punch and you punch 5 seconds after.
Yeah, the battle mechanics in that are not good, really. I play it on easy because a lot of the time I just get too frustrated. But it's a fun game. It's weird because the bad guy in all the Yakuza games, I've not played it, but apparently the bad guy in nearly all the Yakuza games is a really good guy in 0. So I've been playing 0, been like, oh, this guy's awesome, and then all of a sudden he's an asshole in this game. And I think he changed a little bit at the end of Yakuza 0, but now he's a real asshole and he just wants to fight me all the time. And he just seems like totally out of character. It makes me think maybe Yakuza 0 didn't do that good job of showing his change. I'm looking forward to continuing with that story. I've forgotten most of 0, so I might go and refresh myself with the story there. But you only play Yakuza games for the story. The fighting in that is kind of fun when when it's dragging on a bit. But yeah, it's just kind of cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, and I'm looking forward to when it opens up. I want to see what the side missions are like, if they're as crazy as 0, where you have to like buy porn for children and teach dominatrixes how to be kind of aggressive and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward. And there's the naughty girl, like schoolgirl fighting and all this stuff. It's a perverter game, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the side missions are like in this one.
Nice rule.
And they've already done a second Yakuza Kiwami 2, but it's not been localized yet, and they haven't announced any localization. So I'm gonna look forward to play that. But I don't know if it's an interesting game to stream, so I don't know. I might just play it when I'm on the sofa. All right. So Paddy was in, and then he's gone. I'm not sure. Paddy, are you here? No, he's not. Great. Well, we'll go to the news.
He's in here, but he's probably fixing some stuff.
Yeah. Okay. News time.
Start spreading the news. Click, 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 play.
Click, click, play the news. Click, click, play the news. Click, click, play the news. Play the news, Jordan. Are you deleting everything?
Sorry, what?
Like you were deleting all the news.
Yeah, sometimes like I tend to collect all the bits and pieces I might talk about, and then by the time we get to them, I'm like, actually, that's not very interesting, so I just deleted some of it.
But Minecraft has sold 144 million units.
That's not really interesting, though, is it?
No, that's Minecraft, though.
Yeah.
That's a great
so
game.
I guess the big news this week is those bad boys at Nintendo have released some cardboard box things.
Mm-hmm.
I have no fucking idea about this stuff, and I'm going to avoid this stuff like the plague. But I don't know if you guys know more about it and you want to say something about it. It's big news and it's bumped their share price and everyone fucking loves
Really?
it. But
I got a little bit intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's very Nintendo. I think fucking A, brilliant. I just like if they could just release Smash Brothers next week, they can do what the fuck they want with this stuff.
Yeah.
They can go and do it all day. But
that'll be their summer
Labo.
release. The Nintendo Labo is
Isn't there a Smash Bros for Wii U? No, it's Switch.
No, just Wii U. I bet it's their summer game, Smash Brothers. That seems to be the only game that people are really wanting now. Is there anything left after? Well, Pokemon, I suppose. But that's gonna be.
Why don't they just re-release that? Isn't it Melee or something? That is the best one. Everybody says.
So that's the GameCube. Well, that's the GameCube version, which I think the core of that game is the best. I don't think you'll beat the combat in it. But then the latest one has already got all the online mechanics and a bigger character set and things like that. So I'm more than happy for I'm more than happy for the latest one to be ported over. To be honest, well, more than happy is a bit of an understatement. I would go insane if they said that was coming out soon. Because I just want it. It's been a while since I've been able to. This is supposed to be the news. This isn't really news. But it's been a while since I've been able to sit down and just fucking play Smash. And I had the Wii U version. And I didn't have great internet at the time. I don't think the online was all that great. But if it comes to, like, I'm having a great time playing Rocket League online constantly on my Switch. And if you can just give me Smash Brothers and I can keep on playing Smash Brothers online with people, I would be happy forever. They could literally not release anything else on the Switch and I would be so happy with it.
Remember that Nintendo Direct Mini kind of went up to like spring, didn't it? So like the next couple of months. So I'm sure they'll have a big one announced for you soon. I could see a Pokemon coming out at Christmas because that's one the kids love the Pokemon and they'll get them.
Pokemon's already announced, you know that, yeah?
They're not with a date yet.
What Pokemon?
No, I know, but
I could see that Pokemon being released at Christmas.
I think they've been pretty open in terms of timescales and things like that. And the impression that I got was that they're not looking to release anytime soon. I think it's very early stages. There's a bit of a balancing act for that one, I guess, in terms of kind of keeping, because it's such a money spinner, Pokemon, but at the same time, everybody, this will be technically the first main console, like I should say, first home console mainline Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
There's an expectation that comes along with that it's going to push things forward, and I don't think just sprucing up the visuals again is going to do that. But at the same time, they don't want to alienate their existing audience because that is such a money spinner. So yeah, difficult one.
But yeah,
Anyway,
what do you think the next big
that's
one?
news.
No news. Nintendo Labo. Yeah, I've seen so many misinformed people. Lots of negativity around. But there's also loads of positivity for once. But yeah, loads of people going, oh, charging $80 for cardboard. But you've got to remember that there's a game in there as well, and there seems to be loads of different things you can do. You can buy. There are 2 boxes or something. There are 2 packs. One of them is the variety pack or something, which is pretty much all the smaller. Well, not smaller actually. Some of them are pretty big, like that fishing one, and like all the little bits and bobs that you can make, plus the software. And I think that's going to be $70, and then I think $80 is the big like robot guy, which that looks really complicated and cool. And
I think it's genius, and I think you can already tell by the way not only the enthusiast market has reacted to it, because I've barely seen any negativity, but then I guess you probably encounter more kind of just the average consumer, whereas I'm looking at like actual industry people, and they're all totally excited about it. But then it's already infiltrated like more mainstream media. It's gonna be fucking huge.
Yeah.
And the like, I haven't put it into the news because there wasn't one particular article, but like there's just every couple of days we're hearing more and more about sales figures for the Switch, and it's massive, absolutely massive. It's selling so well, and this will just be another thing that will it's just a perfect storm for them. They've done so well.
Yeah. Rob
as much as this is not my street, I think it's hats off to them from a creativity perspective. I think it's brilliant. I thought the video that they put. Obviously, I was very disappointed because I was sat there waiting for Smash Brothers, and they showed me whatever the fuck this is. But still, just in terms of messaging, in terms of presentation, in terms of creativity, can't fault them.
I loved everyone's response. Just like, what the fuck, Nintendo? I'm glad they didn't release this when when the Switch came out first, because it'd have been it's for kids. But this is great for adults. What's it like 2 hours? It says, I think, to make the robot, or like a minimum of 2 hours to make these things, or to make everything, which is gonna be great for parents with their kids. Get them to video games. They're not all just about sitting in front of a screen and killing things. You can actually have like robots, and it's using the infrared camera in the Joy-Cons. But like the piano thing, I think especially, you put the 2 Joy-Cons in the side of it, and it uses its infrared scanner to work out which keys are being pressed, and that looks that's really ingenious.
I think there's a bit of a renaissance as well in terms of physical toys. Like if you look at Lego's going from strength to strength, and whereas the video game market has moved into this kind of digital space, and actually like if I compare, like I've got some little brothers, they're not that little anymore, but when they were kind of kids, and I would look at what they would have for like Christmas and their birthdays, and whereas I would have had boxes and boxes and boxes of different physical toys, they were pretty much like video games.
Yeah.
And I think this is a move back to actually how fun can it be for a father and son, or a mother and a son, to kind of get together and physically do this stuff and actually interact again. And then obviously you've got the whole Minecraft phenomenon, which is obviously, that's digital building, but there's kids that have been brought up in the last 10 years are fucking into that creativity stuff, and I think this is just a physical representation of that, and I think it's just going to print money for them.
Yeah,
you could release something every week, like just a different thing, and so think about the different merchandising things they could do. Like you could tie it with McDonald's, and every McDonald's Happy Meal has one of these in there. Like it's fucking brilliant, and only Nintendo could do it, and hats off to them. They're just going to print money again for the next 5 years.
It shows how awesome as well that the hardware is, and how versatile it is. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. And apparently, I don't know if this is true, I just read it on Reddit that somebody says that Nintendo are going to put the blueprints for all the cardboard up and like make them freely available, so other companies can like make their own version of it.
Which is genius, incredible,
good PR. But I don't think I'll get it. It's not my type.
But
I
never want to talk about it again on this show because I don't care.
Just wait for I'm going to do a stream build. No, I'm not.
Creative. I think Jose is going to have a rant about it next week.
Yeah. Or he's going to want it. No, that is far too big for his apartment.
I think Andre will like this.
I
assume.
Yeah. I forgot to tell you, I'd play.
Bit of news.
When it comes to Switch, there's a game I forgot to mention that I've been playing. Rayman Legend Definitive Edition.
Talked about that last week.
Did I?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I did. Still good.
Awkward.
Speaking of, wait, we've got somebody in the chat. Paddy
is webbing.
Paddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, we can hear you.
Hey.
Can you get closer to your mic? Oh wait.
There we go.
Oh, look at that perfectly
better?
round head. There he
Yeah.
is. How you doing, Paddy?
How's the sound?
Sounds clear.
Perfect.
Happy
Sounds like
days.
hmm
How we doing?
Good. So, just before we move on to the next bit of news, we want to know what Darkest Dungeon's like. Or Jordan does.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I think a really good way of describing it is almost like it's such a cliche, but a side-scrolling Dark Souls when it comes to difficulty. Like when you
But is
die,
it roguelike or is it like? Isn't it like?
it's randomly generated, and you have a base town that you stay in, where you can hire adventurers, you can buy equipment and upgrade each person in your team. If one of your team members die, that's it. You lose that person. They then go to the graveyard that's in the same village as well. So you can slowly see the graveyard fill up.
It's a roguelike.
With the people that were in your team that then died on adventures. And because of all the creatures that you face, you've got to manage an insanity meter on each of them as well. And if they go insane, they can potentially backstab you and backstab people in your team and go crazy and kill each other. And it's great fun if you like a challenge.
You like that type of game, Jordan? Is it roguelike then? I'm guessing.
I believe so. Yeah.
But isn't like the combat is what's the word like in Final Fantasy?
Turn-based.
Turn-based, yeah.
Turn-based? Yeah.
Side-scrolling. The whole game is side-scrolling.
Side-scrolling turn-based.
Yeah. And you've got to line up your adventurers. So like you've got maybe someone who's a tank. He needs to go at the front to take the damage. Maybe you've got a healer who'll stay right at the back. You need to keep at the back. Then you've got sort of ranged characters as well who can go wherever in the middle. It's hard. Really hard.
I'm harder.
Me too right now.
Yeah, that's what I always tell myself, and then I end up crying in a corner.
Can you ever get into like a full game over state, or can you always kind of start from scratch and build back up?
I don't know. I haven't hit a game over state, but I don't know if that's because I haven't been man enough to play long enough to hit that. Because it's one of those games I play for like half an hour at a time, just because it stresses me out.
Yeah.
Is it kind of risk reward in terms of the? You're obviously going into some kind of dungeon underneath this town. Can you just leave at any point to say, okay, that's enough, let's go back? And I'm guessing the further you go, you get more resources, or have I got that wrong?
Yeah, it's all risk and reward. So if you the more risk you put into it, the more chance you have of losing your characters. The harder the enemies get as you go in further, but you'll get better loot, better rewards, and all that stuff. But obviously, the further you go, the more chance there is of you dying.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it this week. And it's like I've been aware of this game for like 2 years or whatever, but it's come to Switch, and that's making me think that I should probably play it on Switch. But then I've got it on PC, so I just need to put a couple of hours on PC and make sure I'm not going to just bounce completely off it and waste money, and then I'll potentially get it on the Switch. So I'll report in next week if I get a chance to play it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely worthwhile.
What games have you been playing, Paddy?
What have I been playing? Well, I bought. Let's have a look. I bought Stardew Valley today.
Hey, I think
So I'm
my friend
on,
Chris
day
did as
10
well.
of that.
Have you got to the festival yet?
I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on or what I'm doing. Just sort of making it up as I go along.
Yeah.
But I can see it being one sort of thing that I play when I'm trying to chill out.
Yeah.
Quite a chilled game.
I'm going to say shit-faced. Play when I'm shit-faced.
I might be lying. My TV's right next to my bed, so I can lie in bed and play it and just chill.
Need a Switch, Paddy.
No, I don't. There's no games on Switch that I need to buy or want to buy.
No Zelda?
Or want to play. Yeah, Zelda's one of those ones that I'll probably pick up in 4 years when the Switch is like £150 or something.
Ooh.
But at the moment, there's a lot of money to spend on a console that'll play one game.
I definitely watched a stream of you making a Nintendo Labo.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll pick it up. I'll pick a Switch up eventually.
Mm.
But it'll probably be in a couple of years' time when there's a lot more games worthwhile to make it worthwhile playing. What else have we playing? Siege, as always.
Oh, good game.
Always play that.
Have you got the season 3? That's not started yet, though, has it? But
No, I'll pick that up next month, I imagine.
Yeah, same here.
I played the Monster Hunter beta and the Rainbow Six Siege beta. Not Rainbow Six Siege. Metal Gear Survive beta.
What did you think to the Monster Hunter beta? Because I've not played it. I've watched somebody and it looked just kind of a bit brown and dark. I don't know if that was just because they were fighting in a swamp. I think
I've played a lot of Monster Hunters. I've played them on the DS. And I played on the original Wii as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Monster Hunter fan, so
hitting your spot, is it?
This beta's I've really enjoyed. I think the full game's going to be brilliant.
Is there any like exploration in that game, or is it just kind of go into a dungeon to kill this monster and then come back to a hub or something like that? I don't really know much about it.
You can definitely explore. You've got to go out because you're going to have to explore anyway. Because some crafting items you need to go out and collect.
Yeah.
But when you're out there, you could run into like we were hunting. I think it's the second hunt. Have you played the beta?
No, part of me didn't want to. I just want to go in totally blind when I get it on Friday.
Right.
So I was
without spoiling it too much. We went out. I went out with a friend who's never played a Monster Hunter, and we went out to do the second hunt, which is out in a desert area. We found the monster we were looking for. Started fighting it. The first time we were hunting it, we started fighting it, and another monster came out of nowhere, wrapped up itself around this other monster, and they started fighting each other.
Wow!
While we were stood there, sort of going, "Wow, this is insane." We failed because there were two fighting each other, and we weren't that experienced, so we died really quickly. But then, like the second time we went and found him in a different area of the same map. Started fighting him, and all of a sudden, out through the ground from a cave below, another creature we hadn't seen before jumped through the floor, sucked my mate down into the cave, and the other monster went down as well. They started fighting down there. It's just the environmental stuff is amazing in that game.
Sounds really good. And you're playing it on a pro?
I'm super excited. Pardon?
Are you playing it on a pro?
No, I'm playing it on a PS4. I got 3 or 4 days after release.
Oh wow, see yours. When it looks really good console. On that. I'm looking forward to playing. The only experience I've had in those type of things was Dauntless, which is it's early access, and you can definitely tell. Or even not, I think it's like a closed alpha or something. But I enjoyed like the basics for that. So this seems like a really intense game. We're going to be playing. We've got that 12-hour stream on Saturday, so I'm sure we'll learn a few things. And it'd be great, Paddy, if you could join along and could also give us some
hopefully be there.
Hints. But yeah, I'm dropping it out whenever you fancy it.
There's definitely a skill cap to it. Yeah. You can't button mash. You've got to know the weapon that you're using.
Okay.
They've all got different movesets and different abilities and different ranges. So it's definitely a game that there's a lot to learn, but it's worthwhile.
What do you think to it, Jordan?
It's Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Like this will be the first one that I really get into. I played one on PS2 years ago, and then I've never really been a handheld guy, so I've kind of watched from afar and really liked the look of the series, but always wanted a kind of full-blown console or PC release. And I'm just totally up for this one. Again, with the beta, similar to Metal Gear, like I don't think it really gives you a taste of what that game's going to be. I'm all about wanting to go out and explore, whereas this gave you timed set missions.
Are all missions timed?
In terms of seeing what that game will look like and mechanics and things like that, yeah, it's everything that I want. And all the, as Paddy's just kind of added to everybody that is a big fan of these games, I've not heard anybody say anything negative yet. So I'm assuming that it's lining up to be the game that everybody wants. So yeah, I'm fully up for it.
Are all the missions timed?
I'm afraid of, because it's almost fried my PlayStation when I played the beta.
Like a jet engine.
I don't understand.
It's a really demanding game.
Oh yeah. My PS4's my PS4 and controller, in fact, I got 4 days after release and not had a single problem with it. I must have a
Does it make a noise?
PS4 Pro in disguise or something.
Yeah. So those missions, are they all timed?
In the past, certain missions have been timed. I think if you go out on a hunt mission, it will be timed. If you just go out to explore, then it's not. You can just go out because the one on the Wii, for example, which was Monster Hunter Try, I believe. There was a hub town that you were in where you could have meals and all that stuff and get buffs. And then you could literally just walk out the door of the town into the area and go hunt the monsters. But certain monsters don't appear unless you're on a certain hunt or if you've taken a hunt and have to go to a different area.
Okay. And is there just like one hub area where you all hang out?
Yeah, and the ones I played, there were. There's an offline and online hub. The online hub is massive and had the last time I was online, I haven't played a Monster Hunter online for a while. But I played online on the Wii. The DS I played all offline. But the Wii one, you could go out into the online area, which was much bigger and had all the hunters running around like a sort of Destiny-esque hub. So it sort of did the whole sort of social area before anything else. There were like 30 or 40 hunters running around all in their gear and things. And you could then queue up for hunts. And yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be a really good social game. I'm going to be playing it offline when I get it because I'm obviously moving and I won't have internet for a while.
Oh yeah, you're moving to Wales because they don't have internet in
Wales.
Ew. Where are you going in Wales again, Paddy?
Tenby.
Is that like
West Wales?
Oh, west.
Going back to Pembrokeshire.
Dragons over there.
There will be dragons in them. There are hills. So yeah,
nice.
I'll be playing offline for a while. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm going to give that a good go before the next podcast.
And then Metal Gear 5 as well, which I think has all been said already. I feel dirty for playing it because I always said to myself it's going to be awful and I don't want to like it, but I really enjoyed it, really annoyingly. So I feel like I've betrayed Kojima-san.
It'll be interesting to see. It's not a full price game, is it?
Is it not?
I think on Steam it was €40. Let me just check. I think it's €40, so that's going to be kind of £30, £35 it'll come out as.
Okay.
Nice.
So maybe that'll persuade me to get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's $40 on PSN. No, that's the US website, which is that's like £25, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll probably be like 30. Well, it's €40 on Steam here, so I'm guessing like it'll be between £30 and £40. Isn't bad. Maybe.
Yeah, it's all everything that could be said about that has already been said.
Yeah.
I annoyingly really enjoyed it, and I didn't want to, but yeah, there we are.
Yeah. Jordan. Well, first, so we're on the news right now. What did you think of Nintendo Labia? Are you interested in making cardboard monsters?
Oh, I've seen bits of that, but I haven't really paid much attention to it. I don't really care about Nintendo anyway, so they can do whatever they want.
All right.
Good on them, I suppose. Seems like an interesting concept, but it just seems like a gimmick. Bit like motion controls.
I think it's for kids. Maybe it's not aimed at us.
Bit like Nintendo, yeah.
Gordon.
But yeah, I think it's a gimmick and it sounds interesting, but hey ho, they do what they want.
Mm-hmm. I know that does sound.
What's it called again?
Nintendo Labia. Exactly what it's. It looks...
Labo.
As in, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, Labo.
It's Labo, not Labo.
Labo.
Nintendo Minge. So the next bit of news.
Metal Gear's £35 by the way on PSN. £35.
Yes. Metal Gear Survivors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
A bit more tempting.
Okay. That's interesting. Next bit of news is that the rumor mill is that there's a new Fable game in the works, a proper big budget Fable game. and Lord knows that Microsoft needs an exclusive. So it seems like they're gearing up for a Fable game, which I'll be all over because I really like Fable.
Is it Xbox exclusive?
There's no confirmation of what it is yet, but I'm pretty sure Microsoft own that IP, so I would guess that it's going to be console exclusive and also PC.
Cool.
It's being made by UK developer Playground,
Oh.
which makes sense because obviously it was made in the UK previously. It's kind of got quite a British sense of humor. They make the Forza Horizon games, so I'm not quite sure if that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, cool. I like Fable. I wanted to play Fable 2 on my Xbox, but it looks like trash. But Fable 3 looks okay, so I'm at least going to play that one. I played that one.
I always ended up like a devil.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did. Very much.
I've never played Fable.
Fable's good.
It's a good game.
Fable 2,
Fun games.
I absolutely love.
That was one of the
Kind
first
of
games.
the time. I'm not sure how much they would hold up these days, but
I loved it as
it's
a
like
kid.
a streamlined RPG. I liked it.
Yeah,
It's the first time I saw that reputation bar. It was great.
Oh yeah, the ones like in Red Dead Redemption stuff where you can be a hero or a villain. That was one of the first games where I got to the end and was like, I don't want it to end. Like a story-based game, normally I'm ready for the end, but that was one of the first one I remember being a kid and just playing it and being like, I want another one, I want another one. So good. All right.
Yeah, I thought the second one was like perfectly paced, the right amount of content, really good sense of humor. Third one didn't do as well, trying to add too many new things. But the second one in my mind is a classic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I only played the first one, I think.
Yeah, first one was a little rough, but again, quite ambitious. Second one nailed it. Talking about games that we all want. There is again, this is all rumor and speculation. It's a slow news week. I don't typically deal with rumor and speculation, but this one is particularly exciting because apparently there is a new Alien shooter in the works, which realistically I should learn my lesson by now. Nothing good is ever going to happen to the Alien franchise ever, especially in video games.
Isolation was good.
Yeah, but this is a shooter. So
Colonial Marines was great. I don't know what you're on about.
Yes, that was so good.
What's Isolation? Was that the game with the mimics?
The mimics?
No, that was Prey.
Prey was it?
Yeah, it was a Isolation.
Isolation had aliens.
Yeah,
It literally was Alien just in a game.
I heard really good things about
Where's
that.
Alien Isolation 2, by the way? What the fuck? Release another one of those, because that is by far the best Alien game ever made. It doesn't seem like they're making another one, but apparently Fox Next Games, the video game division of Fox that was formed in 2017, has acquired Bay Area game developer Cold Iron Studios, which will work on a new game based on the Alien franchise. The studio's new Alien game will be a shooter for consoles and PC. Fox Next called the acquisition representative of its commitment to deliver new AAA offerings across numerous fan-favorite properties
with
and original
alt-right
games, the company
messages.
said. Don't know how this all wraps up with the Disney purchase of Fox. I'm not sure whether this is part of the purchase or whether this will actually stay within the Fox group. I would hope it goes to saying that if it goes to Disney, they'll probably just cancel it. I just hope it's good. but true.
Yeah, sadly.
Realistically, we need a new Alien Isolation game, but Alien lends itself extremely well. Every fucking sci-fi shooter that we play is basically aliens anyway, so they might as well do it in the Alien universe. I still want an Alien RPG. Never going to get it. Let's just move on.
Well,
I fought the Predator in Ghost Recon Wildlands today.
How'd that go?
Oh, I haven't done it yet. I died every single time.
But
it's really funny fighting them.
Spoiler.
They have all the lines from the game and from the movies and stuff about the Predator and things, and it's really, really well done. Actually, to be fair, you're in the city, you're in the forest, and you can hear all the noises they make. And
nice. Is it kind of a scripted story moment, or is the Predator just in the wilderness and you can encounter it?
No, it's a scripted story called The Trees Move, or whatever it was, the line from the game.
Yeah.
From the movie, sorry.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it in it? I know I got the Final Fantasy and Assassin's Creed kind of crossover, but is there a new Predator film coming out? Or
No, there's Predator DLC in Wildlands.
Just seems a bit unusual.
Oh,
But
you asked me why? That's
Yeah,
right.
why?
Oh, it's a free mode mission that they just chucked in there for some reason. It was very weird and very random for them to do it.
There is a
Yeah.
new Predator film in the works. As, as to why that happens. Sometimes these things do, but yeah, there is a new film being made. But
It is.
I don't think this is promotional for it because that film is not coming out yet.
Yeah, but people are forgetting Predator, so
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
I will
alien stuff,
never
not a
forget
lot on
Predator.
Predator.
How dare you?
no.
So the only film from the
It's
Alien
just some
franchise, the only film from the Alien and the Predator franchise I've seen is Alien versus
Some
Predator,
people just look, yeah.
which was disappointing. I've got some news, Jordan, that you forgot. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition has been announced. If you're going to get that.
I thought we talked about the PC version last week.
I don't think so, because they announced the date that it's coming out. This is going to be
March the 6th?
something like that. Yeah, beginning of March. Looks awesome. I'm going to probably get it on PC because I love that game.
I'm not going to get it straight away. I still don't understand what their pipeline is. Because if you buy that game, am I guaranteed to have everything?
Yeah, it comes
I
with.
would have thought so.
Also, yes, the Royal Edition. It's
But even because they're not done
Hmm.
yet, so that game's going to come out before they're done with content. So will I get everything that comes out after it as well?
Wait, no, sorry. The Royal Edition is for Xbox One and PS4. It comes with new features, including a new dungeon, a first-person mode, and the ability to control the Royal Boat. And that's an upgrade.
Do I get that with my PS4 edition? Because the PS4 edition I bought was like the top version you could get.
No, because
Had
this
all the
is
season-
this is $20 DLC.
Poor show.
Ooh.
All right.
If you're
Can't talk about that because it's annoying me. So, and again, rumor and speculation, but I quite like this one, and I think it might be true-ish. So, apparently, Red Dead Redemption 2 is looking to release on July the 12th.
No,
Really?
that's too
I
far.
think some Mexican Amazon's page put that date up. Again, total rumor speculation, but the date sounds decent to me. Do we know? Can someone check the day for me? What day that would be?
I thought it was earlier.
Yeah, me too.
What date did you say? July 12th?
Yeah.
July 12th is
That is
Thursday.
But isn't PlayStation Big
Thursday.
Release always
Tuesdays or
March?
Fridays, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it would be in March. Didn't they say it was going to be spring?
You thought Red Dead was going to be in March?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was springtime.
Bastards. What made you think it's going to be March?
Before the.
It's nearly
Every big release on PlayStation is in March.
This is on Xbox as well. And in March, we've got God of War.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Which I'm super excited about.
Which again is rumor and speculation.
Yeah, that's true.
You heard it here
But
first.
I'm pretty convinced of that. If you look at their and this is God of War, if you look at their marketing push at the moment, they're fucking pushing that game hard. They're doing the whole developer diary piece. Like that game, whenever that game comes out, it's not slipping. That game is done, and they're ready to rock. I'm pretty sure it's March, which is, and it's what I told you about last week. It's just like they're coming out of the year swinging, and Xbox isn't going to throw a punch this year. Well, unless Sea of Thieves is as good as I want it to be, I guess.
That's on big.
Yeah, that's a big wish.
A lot riding on that game. And then we got Spider-Man later in the year as well. So,
I think that's going to be a good game gameplay-wise, but
well, Spider-Man.
yeah.
I think Spider-Man's gonna. It's not necessarily like a game that I'm gonna get excited for. I think Spider-Man is gonna fucking dominate.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm not gonna
So
play it most
many
likely.
kills.
Yeah.
I'll play it. I quite like open world superhero games, but like Spider-Man especially, I'm not too keen on. Bit of a knob. But I think the developer's got the pedigree.
Sounds like a dude that you know or something.
Yeah.
No.
He's right. No, but
But anyway, Red Dead, July the 12th. I'll take that.
Awesome.
Nice summer game.
yeah,
I'll
that's
go
gonna be
with that
good.
one.
I think July.
I will not get any tan this summer.
No, me neither.
Again.
And that's it. That's it for the news.
How online's good in that. Add a bit of
Slow news
longevity.
week.
Very slow
Yeah.
news weekend.
So that's the news. Now, does anybody have any questions? Paddy, I don't know if I asked you. Do you have a top 5-10 games of this year? Of last year?
Oh, last year, top.
What are your top games?
Oh, God. So,
Just make the PlayStation list. What was the last 10 games on PlayStation?
Obviously, I think you'd all know my number one, which is Horizon Zero Dawn, which was just for me an incredible game.
Yeah.
I get so angry when you lot. Well, not you lot, because I know Jordan doesn't, but like when you were saying, I think it was last week or the week before that, about them being brown, I was just yelling at my laptop, going, "What are you on about?"
And then praising Assassin's Creed Origins.
No, I praised it for. At least
what I didn't understand was him calling it brown and then saying that Nier Automata is a good-looking game and not brown.
Brown
no, it is.
Which is just brown and grey.
No, Nier is
with
not a
one
good-looking
shade of
game.
Green. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is in fact it's my top game of the last sort of couple of years, I think.
Why?
But
I understand it. It's.
I think last year for me personally was a pretty poor year for PlayStation in my opinion. For me anyway, for my tastes. I loved Assassin's Creed. I thought that was great. Call of Duty was a letdown. It's just boring.
Well, I like the online version.
Yeah. Wolfenstein 2 isn't my sort of thing. I'm just not a big fan of linear first-person shooters. Nier, I'm not even interested in. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy is one I need to play because I love the Uncharted series.
Oh, you like that?
But never got around to playing it.
Neo, is that your type of thing?
Neo, I'm not a fan of the Dark Souls style games. I played.
You're not a real gamer then.
My year last year was to be honest mainly taken up with Horizon. I put so many hours into that, it's ridiculous. I played a hell of a lot of The Witcher again last year as well. Which I know that was 2016, but yeah.
And that's one of the best-selling games of last year, despite not coming out that year. It's one of the best-selling games of last year, which is
what game?
For itself.
I'm more of an online gamer. So I played a lot of Siege last year, a lot of Ark, a lot of Destiny 2, and a lot of World of Tanks, which is a game I play a lot of. I'm more of a multiplayer gamer, me.
I really like Siege. On PS4, it's a lot easier, I think. On PC, the skill level I think is really high, and sometimes you just get absolutely destroyed by people. But with Siege, I was able to hold my own on PS4 a bit.
I would argue against that. I'd say it's easier on PC, sorry, because it's easier to aim on PC than it is on console. To get really good on console, you've got to have a bit higher skill level, in my opinion.
Things on PC, yeah, but then there's also
you're wrong.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's easier to aim on PC. Well, it's easier for everybody to aim than on PC. So you've got to be like faster. That's kind of the from playing both.
It's a higher skill cap on console, in my opinion.
I agree. It's harder on PlayStation, by the way. I was kidding.
Really? Oh,
Need for Speed. I played a lot of this year.
Yeah, you played the new. You played the new Need for Speed,
which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I like this. I like the arcade races. The only problem with that is the way the upgrades work is that it's all RNG based.
Yeah.
You've got like a slot machine. And
do you have a tribal tattoo? And do you have like sunglasses that are really narrow?
No, I don't have any tattoos that you need to know about.
You can show on the here.
No, I really enjoyed it. I am really enjoying it.
Does that interest you, Jordan? You're not a big fan of racing games, are you? Need for Speed?
No.
I played what else I played again last year? I went through Journey again last year.
Through a journey.
And met one of the developers while playing it. Came into my stream, which was insane.
Oh,
nice. Came in and said, "I'm one of the guys that worked on the music." I was like, "Oh, okay." Oh. And then she said, and I was going through the game with someone while streaming it, and she said, "Oh, by the way, the person in game is me." I was like, "What?"
Huh. How did she know? How did she know your name?
And she said, "Watch this." And so I'm going to jump, and the character jumped and everything, and it was insane. And then at the end, I finished it all in one playthrough again, and I had to leave the stream because I started crying.
Oh, Paddy, you cry? You seem so cold-hearted.
You cried by a Need for Speed game?
No, Journey, Mellum.
I saw that stream actually.
It was so bad.
It was great.
The first time I played through it, I didn't really focus on anything really that much. Then focusing on it properly, my second playthrough, I'd lost 2 family members like a month beforehand, and it was just, again, I mean, I've said loads about that game, but yeah, that's what I played last year. A bit of a slow year for PlayStation, I think, in my opinion, for my style of stuff.
Hilly just says, "Ha ha, Hilly, that's very inconsiderate."
I think this year is going to be a lot better for them. There's a lot more first party and exclusives coming out from this year. It's going to be really good.
Because I'm the opposite of you.
More
Maybe
than God of War, is it?
Yeah.
So again,
got that zombie game. So what's the motorbike zombie game?
Yeah, Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Didn't they announce that that's going to be really story based, which I'm glad because it didn't look like anything special.
It looks fucking great, I think.
I think the Last of Us 2 exclusive for PlayStation.
Last of Us 2, which is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
That this
It
year?
won't be this year, though.
It just will be.
Detroit will be this year, so that's another one.
Interesting.
Hasn't there been a big controversy surrounding Detroit?
Yeah.
With the child abuse side of things, and
I thought it was controversy about the people who work there, and they all been like really inappropriate.
I think there's been a big controversy about it because of the fact that they tackle child abuse in it, apparently, which is controversial. Whereas games like
is that controversial?
Call of Duty and stuff, that's not controversial at all. But Detroit, because you can murder and everything's fine and shooting people's fine, but the second you even tackle child abuse, apparently it's controversial. I don't know why.
There's something about that studio. People just like to obviously this isn't the best time to say this because they've had some shitty headlines the last couple of weeks, and there's obviously some HR issues internally and stuff. But there's a weird trend in the video game industry to just shit all over that studio, which I think is really odd because they're one of the few studios doing something a little bit different, and with a little bit of artistic kind of vision to them. And I loved Beyond Two Souls, which I'm really in the minority on that one, and I enjoyed Heavy Rain too, and I like Fahrenheit, so I'm really looking. Detroit to me looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds just like my type of game.
The default position anybody in the video game industry is just to groan as soon as you hear anything about either Detroit or Quantum Dream.
Yeah.
Which is odd, I think.
I not even heard of that until I heard about the abuse or not abuse or the atmosphere that seems to be going down over there.
But there is I think this year is going to be I know we say this every year, but I think this year is going to be a really, really good year for gaming. I think there's a hell of a lot of stuff, even more so than last year, coming out for a lot of consoles and a lot of platforms.
It reminds me of like you've seen it with PS2, you saw it with PS3. We're kind of at that middle to late stage of the console lifespan where everybody we're kind of hitting the limits in terms of power, but creativity is now coming into it, and people are really comfortable, and we're getting sequels to games of these generations, and you're just going to see a lot of quality releases, and then I think probably next year we start looking at new hardware.
Just listing a few, we got Kingdom Come Deliverance, which looks really cool. Metro Exodus, which looks really cool. Anthem, which could be. I think Anthem's BioWare, isn't it? I hope is return to form for them. I really hope it is. I liked Andromeda. I liked Andromeda.
Hey.
It was a good game, but a bad Mass Effect game.
Good space game.
Just a bad game, but
so I hope this is a return to form for them.
What are they saying it is? Are they saying 2018 for that game? Because I'm not.
Apparently,
convinced.
apparently.
I see in my head that's a 2019 game, but
it's slated for a 2018 release on
hopefully
Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Sea of Thieves looks really interesting, really cool.
Yeah,
we've got Shadow of Colossus remaster rather than remake, basically, isn't it? It's being built from the ground up again.
Yeah, spot on.
With new graphics, which anything Shadow of the Colossus, I'm fine with. So I think this year is going to be a really, really good year for gaming. I think.
Well, I've said it today already, and I said it last week. This is a fucking. If you like, it's we don't need to frame it this way, I guess. But if you're looking at basically you've got two extremely similar pieces of hardware on the market. You've got the Xbox and you've got the PlayStation. I've never seen something so one-sided. Xbox already knocked out on the ground. They're not moving. They're probably not breathing. and PlayStation is about to hit them with another fucking 10 punches this year. So I think it's going to be a real fucking interesting year for Xbox. Sea of Thieves is going to have to do something real special.
I mean, what if Xbox apparently got slated for 2018 Crackdown 3? That's not happening. That's been saying for the last 3 years.
Even if it does, like that game is going to need to be so good to register now because it's been built up for so long. I think people have forgotten about it. So that's going to need to be incredibly good. Like, I mean, like 10 out of 10 good to actually register with anybody, I think.
I can't think of any other Xbox exclusives coming up that I'm gonna have a look here quickly on. Here we go. Xbox One exclusives. State of Decay 2. Actually, I like State of Decay 2. Looks really good.
Sweet,
Which I really wish I'll have to buy.
The first one was just the best zombie game ever made. So
yeah,
I'll play that on PC though, more likely. So
yeah,
that's true. The Last Night. I've not even heard of that. That's an indie platform game.
So so I guess that's a console exclusive for Xbox, is it?
PC and Xbox.
Yeah, but again, I've already got that on my wish list on Steam, so they won't get any money.
Again, it's just another small indie game, which is just sort of Xbox's niche at the moment. I mean, PS4 has a lot of indie stuff, but at the same time, they've got a lot of big first-party and big AAA titles coming out.
I'm guessing what happened with that one. He made that game made such a splash at E3 that they chucked a little bit of money their way to say, okay, we've got that one. It's kind of like what Sony did with No Man's Sky when they released. You know, they weren't involved until it made a big viral splash.
Yeah. Oh, No Man's Sky. What a game! What a game. But yeah, I think
isn't that game good now?
It's apparently meant to be quite yeah, but I think it sort of died quite soon. And I think people.
I have it, but I haven't played it since release. So
yeah, exactly. Neither have I. I put about 5 hours into it, 6 hours into it, and then realized it was just not what they promised, and gave up from there.
Yeah, I was addicted totally for those like 6-7 hours that I played and loved it. Yeah. And then when I turned it off, I thought, yeah, okay, I probably don't want to play that again. But I was addicted the entire time. But I felt I had it was a good €15 game. It would have been good. We missed a bit of news.
It was good 6 hours.
Jordan, we missed a bit of news that was amazing. Night in the Woods is coming to the Switch.
That's
one of my second favorite game of last year is coming to the Switch, and I think it's a perfect place to play it. Such a good game. Andre's not here, unfortunately. He's getting drunk in the ice center, but that's a pity because he's gonna love that. I think now he's gonna be able to play it on the go. But it's a great game. You can just go in, do a little bit of the story if you want, or just go and chat to people, and then come back a bit later. It's such good writing. I want to be able to take my time and 100% it.
I'll send you some books.
Oh, books are boring. You can't interact with books. Hilly's got some questions. We're kind of waiting for Colin as well to come in, but I don't know. He's gone a bit quiet. Hilly asks, what game do we want remastered?
Nothing.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
I think people need to stop remastering, and people need to focus on new games and new titles rather than going back and remastering stuff.
But you can still do.
I have mixed feelings about wanting to see a remaster of Metal Gear Solid 1 or Metal Gear Solid.
The whole
remaster or remake?
Remaster, because I like the style.
Yeah, so they just need to release a fucking compilation on PS4 and PC.
Yeah, they have released a HD version that.
Yeah, those 2 and 3, but so you can play 2 and 3 on PS3 and Vita. You can't play the only Metal Gear game that you can play on PS4 is Metal Gear 5, which I see as a standalone game anyway. They need to release 1 to 4 as a collection. I've had to buy a fucking PS3 to play these games. It's really annoying. So yeah,
it's fucking weird they don't do it because they will make so much money.
Yeah, I'd rather them do that than fuck around with this Metal Gear Survive stuff. Like they've had to invest in that. Why invest in like something? And it's clearly just there's a money spinner. Odd one. What other game?
I like some of Final Fantasy VIII. I saw T-Bo Light. That's another streamer. He was streaming it, and It looks.
I love Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah, that was.
I'd rather have 9.
Yeah.
I played it through last year. It's so fucking good. It jumps off a cliff a bit. The last third's a bit whack.
I have it.
You have it, man. Jonathan in the chat.
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, yeah.
Yes.
That's the one everyone seems to like.
I really don't. I'm really against remakes. Me personally, I think companies need to stop remaking stuff and just focus on new releases. If people want to play that game,
they can
go
do
back
both,
and play
yeah.
it on the original console it was on.
Forgotten games. There's nothing wrong about.
Yeah, you can still. It's like saying, "Why are the police arresting me for littering when there are murderers happening?" It's like they can do both. You can still remaster games.
Personally, of resources and time for a company.
It depends on resources you've got.
I'd rather have a remake or another fucking Ubisoft
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed 10 or 14.
I'd rather have new
remake of a
IPs.
good game.
I'd rather have new IPs. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Rather than time being taken up with stuff that we've already had.
I think you can have both. Like if you look at what Sony have done, like Sony's released Horizon Zero Dawn. It's got plenty of new IPs coming up. It's got it already. It's got new IPs. It's got sequels, and it's got remasters, and doing remasters in the right way. Like the work they did with Crash Bandicoot and the work that they're doing with Shadow of the Colossus is like you have to call them remakes as opposed to remasters, but at the same time, they're literally identical to the original games. And I think in terms of, especially if you're looking at a 20-year gap, I think if those games hold up, then it's important that we do kind of get them into the modern sphere, and people can play those for another 20 years. So today I'm waiting on news of Resident Evil 2, hence my TV in the background. It's the 20-year anniversary of Resident Evil 2 today, one of my favorite games of all time, and the rumor and speculation is that we already know obviously there's a remake coming, but apparently there's going to be some news dropping today. I'm getting a little bit worried because it's now nearly 7:30 and nobody's told me anything.
Where would it come from? Would it be from Japan or from where the news be coming from?
I don't know. One of the Capcom accounts is bound to drop something, but I don't know. Hopefully I just wake up tomorrow and there's some news. I just want to see what it looks like. I want to see are they going down the Resident Evil 1 route where it's still the top-down kind of set angles gameplay, but looks gorgeous, or are they going to, make it a Resi 4 type action experience? Just want to see what they're doing with it, really.
Lucky Chem here in the chat says she wants a remaster of Skyrim. I'd go for a remake. I'd play because I've never played more than like 5 hours, but I'd play a total remaster that looked good. I'm tempted to wait until it's in the sale, but just play Skyrim in VR, if that's any better.
We all need to get our shovels and bury that game now.
I still stand by Skyrim. Skyrim works really well, really well on PC with mods.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's not worth playing in my opinion.
They say is Days Gone. Is Days Gone? Which one's the new one that's coming out with a zombie? Because I don't know, John. When I've seen it, it just doesn't impress me as much as I think it does you.
Well, my response to that, which because I hear a lot of people saying that, is what you've seen is actually a scaled down version of what it's going to be. The sort of the waves of zombies that you see are actually scaled down, and it's not the same amount that you'll see in game. In game, you'll see more than what you've seen already, so the hordes will be bigger. And I just like the idea of being a bounty hunter and riding around and using the environment. There's not been a zombie game where you use the environment to fight back.
And you're going after them rather than them going after you.
You always use weapons and things, and weapons you craft, but you never use the environment. Whereas this, you can set traps on big log piles that when you run past, you can blow the trap and it'll crush all zombies, and you can take routes that'll slow them down that you can squeeze through, and you can use the environment properly, which is what I'm really excited for. I think it's going to be really, really good. And it looks great as well.
I'm not saying it's going to be as good as Last of Us, but it's at the end of the day, it's a first party Sony game. There's an element of quality that comes along with that. I think this game will be really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can really sort of compare it to The Last of Us, because I think The Last of Us wasn't zombies. They weren't zombies. They were.
I thought it was a bit of a weird.
That doesn't matter. It's another story. It's a story about being apparent.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I thought
it's-
it was
it's
tonally
linear.
when they announced it. I thought it was a bit weird because they had just announced Last of Us 2, and it's like, ooh, another first-party zombie game. But I'm over that now. It's more of a traditional zombie game, whereas Last of Us, like the zombies, are just one element of that. They're just a side effect of the post-apocalyptic scenario,
Yeah.
and they're telling a more personal story. And
Yeah,
you can't compare this studio to Naughty Dog.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say that the zombies were the mainstay of The Last of Us. I would argue that
No.
the relationship between
Yeah.
Ellie and Joel was the mainstay rather than the
Yeah.
zombies.
In a
I
lot of
don't
ways, the
think you
zombies were
find
one
anyone
of the
that
weak.
disagrees.
Sorry.
I don't think you find anyone that disagrees with that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think they were one of the weaker parts in the game. I think the more interesting encounters were with the humans. So yeah, who cares about the zombie shit in that game? Is there's so many other things going for it.
And
They were just a way to make that story work at the end of the day, weren't they? More than anything.
they've come out and
It's
said
just
that it's going to
threat that
be.
there'd been a big wave.
But then again, that story could have worked without zombies and just had bandits. So it's
Economic
it couldn't.
collapse
Actually,
instead
that's
of
a
a
lie.
virus.
Actually, that's a lie. It couldn't, because the whole idea was that Ellie was the source of the cure. So I suppose that was sort of needed.
Oh, but she could have been the source for anything else, though.
Just get rid of that whole plot, I guess.
All right, next question. Do we have any horror game suggestions? Also, Colin, are you around? Do you want to feel free to stick your cam on if you're in the chat? And we'll chat to you.
Metro. Metro's a good horror series.
What about Evil Within 2? I hear good things about that. I've got it, but I've not played it yet.
It's decent.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played The Last of Us, Hilly?
I imagine so. She plays a
That'd
lot
be a
of.
good game. That'd be a good game. If you haven't played that, that'd be an amazing game for you to stream
We'd watch that.
and see live reactions.
Yeah, The Last of Us. Resident Evil 7.
cry.
I think has Hilly played Resident Evil 7? That's a really good one. One of my I think that was number 10 on my top 10 list last year. Give it a go. Jonathan Glenn or Aglen, that's your friend, isn't it, Malum? Says,
Yeah.
have you heard about the rumors about a battle royale mode in CS:GO? And will it be bigger than PUBG or Fortnite or flop? But they've got such a big base, haven't they, in CS:GO? You never know, it might work. But can you see who's that aimed at?
I haven't heard that much around it, but they have a really big base of players, so of course it can work, but I haven't read anything about it, actually.
Hasn't that been a rumor for a long time?
I've not heard. But would it? Would they like
I've
it?
definitely heard of it, but I've never played CS:GO, so.
No, I've not. Doesn't seem like my type of game.
I'm not sure how that'll work. I haven't played it, but I've watched people play it. I'm not sure how that's meant to work. How it's meant to work out.
I guess they're just gonna use the engine and make a trial in new game. So,
but even the engine's not. It's not a particularly powerful engine. CS:GO is
but that's really good because you don't need much to optimize it. And the only thing that you miss in that game is like the bullets aren't physical things. It's
hit scan.
Yeah.
So if you point at the enemy, no matter how long it hits it, if you hit crosshairs over the enemy and you pull the trigger, it'll hit them, won't it?
Exactly. So I guess that will be a problem. Maybe they will have to change something.
Yeah, because you can't have a long range shot that will just hit them as long as you point the crosshair at them.
Nope.
All right. So, Miko and Tomato Colin, I think. Oh wait, hey, there he is. I was just about. Oh, we can't hear him though. We can see, but not hear. We're getting close. At least
We're almost there.
Oh, and he's gone now. We're so close. But we're going to be talking to Miko and Colin about their favorite games of last year. You guys can stick around if you want. I mean, John, are you?
I'm hungry. I'm gonna go.
You can just switch us out. That's no problem.
But no, Jordan, you can if I'll let you go if you want. But Melon must stay. You're going out for a meal though later, aren't you, Melon? Or
Huh?
When are you going for your meal?
No, it's no problem.
Well, yeah,
I can go. I'm gonna
Don't
go
let him push
out.
you around, Mellum. If you want to go, you go.
yeah.
He's not the boss of you.
Yeah, stop being his
No,
bitch for
it's
once
good.
and come on.
It's good.
Yeah, me.
I like to be a bitch. Smack me around, please.
Okay.
Wow.
No, there's the
On that note,
trousers.
I'm going to go.
All right, Jordan. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See
Happy
you
Twitch Day.
Yeah,
It's in May. Bye.
in May. All right.
Bye.
Hurry out him. Okay, so we'll just. This is when Jordan's face freezes for like about 30 seconds. Could be worse. Be a worse one. So we were. Oh, are you still here, Paddy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Excellent. No, you stay. You stay if you want to. I mean, you don't.
Okay.
If you want to go, you can go. But I did promise that we'll talk to Miko
I might
and
as well
Colin. John says, when hunger strikes, you say, "Fuck it, I'm gone." That's right. That is true.
I'm trying to work out what's going on and how to harvest stuff on Stardew at the moment.
All the noises you can hear in the background is people coming in and out. That's why it's making lots of blum 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 blum. Yeah, so we're gonna have Colin on and Miko. Miko, you've already seen. She was on quite recently when people came on. Wait a second, I've got a video from Boto saying, "Waiting to view my screen." Oh, he's pressed the wrong button. Oh dear, some people in technology, eh? Maybe we should sort that out.
I fixed it.
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay. I don't know why, but the microphone just was not working.
We can-
Oh.
All right. It just wasn't connecting on the website. It was all hooked up, but it just wasn't.
You'll have to get what Melon's got, like software, haven't you, Melon? You've got like the.
Yeah, I had get an app and it was much better.
Yeah,
Voice meter.
maybe that's right. Oh yeah, I think you need to be a bit closer to the mic if you are near it. Oh, professional. So, Colin, how have you been? Who are
I've
you?
been
Where are
pretty
you
good.
from? We needed an American. Unfortunately, the last two Americans that we had on here have been deported. So,
Oh yeah, they've been deported. Yeah, you got a real life blooded American now, so we're good.
And one of them was Mexican, not American anyway. So
Oh yeah, that's fake.
and you Canadian, Colin?
Am I what?
Someone told me you were Canadian.
I'm not Canadian at all.
Oh, okay.
Born and raised Buffalo, baby.
Buffalo, that's New York, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's,
the opposite
Bruce-
side of New York City.
Bruce Almighty space, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
Famous
not
for
our best.
famous for Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. Yo.
Oh, but no, it's pity Jordan's just gone because, like I said, in the future, it'd be cool to have you guys on. It'd be interesting to see if we can get 5 people work. I mean, it's usually like Jordan speaking and 4 people kind of nodding and smiling for most of it, but it might work with 5 of us. We'll have to see. Deported. I might have mispronounced deported then. Yeah, Guardians. So Boto, what games have you been playing?
What games have I been playing?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's like you think I play something else other than League of Legends and Fortnite.
I've seen some really interesting games that you play. You're somebody that does play. You probably play more, like a bigger variety of games than me. I see you play a lot.
I don't know. I play a lot of smaller games because I was a professional arcade gamer for a while. So coming from that background, I think it's kind of just interesting to play like these small indie games that are like early access. Like you saw me playing Feel the Snow, which is like a mix between Don't Starve Together and I don't know. There was a couple different games just thrown in there, but it was like a Don't Starve spinoff. And I like games like that. So we play those until we beat the end of the early access, and then we check on them.
Have you
usually
played
like a year later?
Have you played Pit People?
Pit People, no.
Yeah, that's coming out. I think they're expecting 1.0 to drop in the next month, but I did the same as you. Like I played until the end of the beta or the early access on Steam. Really good game if you like. Right. It's very funny. It's top down. Yeah, it's the type of game I think you'd really enjoy. But it's really funny. Got huge. It's, do you know Castle Crashers?
I have played Castle Crashers.
Yeah, it's from the same developer. It looks kind of similar, same style. But I really Yeah, I need to go back into that game because they'd only released like one chapter, I think, when I played it, and I was gagging for more. And I think they've released quite a bit more since. What's
Nice.
What's Stonehearth? I've seen people they've been playing that.
Yeah. So Stonehearth, I call it Hearthstone every single time. It's like built into your brain after seeing the game Hearthstone. But
they know what they're doing.
It's kind of like I don't know. It's a real time, I guess you could say. It's very slow pace. Like it takes a very long time to build your town. But basically, you just build a small town and you try to keep it alive. And I've been doing that with all my subs. And you're in there. You're surviving.
Yeah, I need to go and I need to go and check this out. This sounds interesting. I like kind of streaming games when you can.
Mellum is one of our warriors. He single-handedly saved our town once, but that was pretty great. That was before he was a warrior. So I was like, yo, Mellum needs to be a warrior now. What? He's like, what?
What is this?
Hearthstone. Stonehearth.
Stonehearth. See?
Yeah.
Now you did it.
It's just wrong.
Yeah. But it's just a game where, and I've decided to name, because they're random crazy names. They look like Avatar Last Airbender people, like airbenders. So I named you guys all after the people in the town, and you guys all got occupations. Ben's just a worker.
Oh, that's me. I'm a hard worker.
That's fine. He's a hard worker. He does a good job.
I'm tempted to do that with like XCOM, because don't you name all your characters in XCOM, or are they just randomly assigned?
Yeah, you can name your characters.
Yeah, might do that with. That sounds like a good idea. What did you think of? Because I'm just looking through your old, spying at your old videos here. Ooh, Miko's joined us. But I'm just looking through your videos. You've been playing a bit of Prison Architect, and I played that. Got to be more than it's got to be about a year ago I played it, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I thought it was good. What's that other one that the same company did? Where you're the colonists.
Not the Escapists.
No, I'm having a brain fart. It's like a survivalist, and you build your colony up. It's the same style, exactly the same. I don't know. It's a great game.
One sec, I've not heard of that one.
But anyways, it's a survival base, and it's made by the same company. You'd really enjoy that one because there's a lot more to it.
Yeah,
people praise that game.
I liked Prison Architect. It was fun, but it usually turns into an absolute mess when I'm playing it.
Yeah.
Introvert. So it's the designer's Chris Delay. Is it the same guy that's done this one? He's done. Oh, actually, I can't see. But Introversion Software, Uplink, Defcon, Darwin. I don't see any other games that are similar to that. But yeah.
But I'm just gonna bugger off now, so Mellum Lady gets some food.
Oh.
And then it will be 4 on the screen, so that's good.
All right. Okay, Mellum. Thanks for dropping by. We'll have to
have a good one.
You enjoy your meal.
One Norwegian at a time, I guess.
Yeah. Can't have two Norwegians.
Straight off.
Can be too many.
Now we've got got some more nationalities. All right, Mellum. Catch you later. Oh, he's gone. He didn't freeze for 10 minutes.
And he's gone.
And that lady in the background is Miko Chu. How is it going?
Hi.
Is that a massive hat, or do you have a really small head?
I have a really small head.
It looks like poor thing.
That's actually a normal sized hat.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I bought it in America, so.
That's true. We all have large heads over here.
Oh God, yeah. In more ways.
It's from Hot Topic.
Yeah.
My favorite American store.
Ooh.
Hot Topic is your favorite. Okay, never mind. Different topic. Oh.
Different topic. Moving on.
That or a Disney store.
Okay.
Or a Nintendo store, but that's exclusively in New York.
Paddy's a massive Nintendo fan. Yeah, you should.
I adore Nintendo and everything they do.
It's weird. We've had an eclectic variation of views on the show today. Yeah, there's.
I just love how around here, if you hate Nintendo, you're immediately basically Satan.
Yeah, not basically.
I don't hate Nintendo anyway. I don't particularly like them or don't particularly have any sort of interest in them.
I was not the same as you, but like Zelda, that's my first Zelda game I'd ever completed, and it changed my mind about Nintendo and their games.
I owned a Wii and I owned a DS. And I used to enjoy what they did. I mean, I've played Zeldas before. I played Twilight Princess, which I loved, because Twilight Princess was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Skyward Sword, which wasn't as good.
Nah.
Wind Waker was good.
So yeah, it's not like I've never liked Nintendo. It's just I don't like them at the moment. There's a lot that really interests me.
As Hilly says, if you don't Nintendo, do you even game? Real gamers play Nintendo.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Nintendo is definitely a starter off type. Like it's much more appealing to like the casual gamers.
Yeah.
The children,
like Nintendo.
Or computer, you can compete in Nintendo games.
Mm-hmm.
You can.
I just did.
Yeah, in fact, Miko, you've come from a Splatoon tournament. How did you do?
Yeah. It's kind of a league.
Okay.
So we play different matches against different teams every week. Last week we lost.
Wasn't it like a heartbreaking defeat?
5-3. So we won 3 of the matches we had, and we lost the other 5.
Oh.
This time we won all 8 of them.
You won all 8?
Oh, good job.
Nice.
Yeah.
GG.
So we're quite happy today.
Yeah. It sounds like last time you had a bit of bad luck near the end or something.
Well, last week we apparently all of them thought that our matches was the most interesting because all the others have been like for 8-0, 8-0, 8-0, and here we come and actually gave up a fight.
Yeah. But not today, not this week.
Not this week. No, we won all of them.
So yeah, GG.
Oh, thank you.
Colin, have you got your top 10 games of, or was it 5? I don't know how many I said of last year. Was it of all time or was it just last year?
You said of all time.
Okay.
So I went a little crazy because you hit that point where like nostalgia kind of sets in. And you're like, oh no, like, do I just love this game because I grew up playing this game?
That's
that's the majority of my list.
No, go for it. I mean, it'll tell us a bit more about you because it'd be great to have you on the podcast again in the future. So this'll we can find out more about you from these games. Let's see. What's your number 5?
Are you talking? You're still talking to me, right?
Oh yeah. Do you want to come on the podcast in the future? Or? Just can't mean me.
Oh yeah, I just can't hear you very well for some odd reason.
Oh,
I
wait.
think you're using a separate.
Yeah, I use a different microphone. Otherwise, it doesn't record it very well. Let me put it a bit closer to my mouth. There,
yeah, because that's already so much better. Yeah.
Okay.
But now
I also found out the name of that game.
Sorry?
It's RimWorld. RimWorld was the game. I just spent a good 5 minutes looking up that game.
Rimming World.
I
think I've got membership there.
Good game. It has a weird name. Terrible name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you'd name a game that, but good game.
Sounds like a spa.
Did you say it was Rim World or what was it called?
Rimming World.
RimWorld.
Yeah, that's a bizarre name.
Rimming World.
It's a sauna.
I know Grim World, or was that already taken?
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Yes, I recognize. Have you played that before on stream?
Me, no.
Oh,
I actually just recently purchased it, but I have I fiddled around a little bit with it. I just didn't want to go too much in depth without actually streaming it, which I'm going to start streaming in February probably.
Nice. I'll watch that. Wow, overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, still on my wish list. Is that your number? Well, what are your top 5 games of all time then, Colin?
So nostalgia kicked in. So I don't know. Of all time, there's this weird line to me. So some things that were on my list that I'm just really unsure about. I didn't name them. I just kind of put them on the list because I was so unsure. Don't judge me because I really love monkeys, but Ape Escape, the first game.
That is a game.
Stick controller nonsense going on. All right, this is the first game that you ever played when you were using the PlayStation when they came out with the joysticks on the stick. Everybody loves a good joystick. Am I right?
Oh,
am I right?
Everybody
loves a good joystick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you have 2 of them attached to a controller, you just can't. You can't. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too good.
You're woke.
The storyline, I loved the bad guy in that. I'll be honest, it's one of the only people I love the bad guys in. The storyline was complete garbage. It was trash, and that's why I loved it so much. So Ape Escape is probably going to be solid on my number 5.
Yeah, when it comes to
it was a good time.
When it comes to games, if Ape Escape, that's just a game that I've not heard in about 15 years.
Yeah, you can play it online. You don't even need.
Wow, is it a flash game?
Emulator. You can just type in "Play Ape Escape" online, and you can play the game. Wow. You're welcome, everybody.
And I have never even heard of that game
Oh,
until now.
not missing
Until
much.
now.
1999 it was. Jesus.
So if you like your joysticks, you must have loved the Steel Battalion controller then.
Oh no, it was backwards.
I mean, that thing was big.
Unnecessarily.
Unnecessary for a bad game as well, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the first game to require DualShock. Yeah, interesting.
That's what I'm saying. That was like that started. Okay, so that's the reason DualShock analogs were kept on the controller. Like they were out. The game started. I think they started producing the game, and then it finally actually became something they were going to pursue using the dual sticks. And then halfway through the game development, they decided like, oh my gosh, we missed an entire mechanic. We can use these things. So they restarted the game process. And it took them an extra, games only took like a year to make back then. But it took them like an extra 4 months because they had to restart. So they put time into it. It's a horrible game, but it's the reason we have dual shock controllers still. So
yeah, you got to be sort of kind of grateful, I suppose.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't want to.
What's your? Do you say you've not listed these? They're just kind of 5 games that you really like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have like 7 on the list.
Go for it. Yeah, tell us your other favorite.
Okay. So
Escape from Monkey Island.
Theme, we're gonna kind.
Oh, that was my guess.
Ape Escape, and then under that, it's Impossible Creatures. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game.
No.
I'm throwing all these games at you. Probably not. It's a real-time strategy. It's a spin-off of like the Warcraft ones, but basically what you did is it's completely bad, but you took one animal, said it wasn't good enough, took another animal, took the best parts of both of those not good enough animals and stuck them together and then fought with them. How cool does that sound?
Well, just looking at the front cover, it looks terrible.
That sounds kind of like Pokemon or Digimon.
Digimon is pretty cool.
It sounds like Peter. It sounds like Peter would be very against that game.
Yeah. That looks.
But again, it was kind of like a spin-off of like the Warcraft, but it was just it allowed you to have customization in different ways. So if you took different parts off of different animals, they'd get different abilities, like they'd get speed or stuff like that. And people made a whole bunch of mods for the game.
Maxing magazine, that's well-respected video game magazine. Maxim gave it a score of 8 out of 10 and said, "Once you get past all the gamesmanship, you can concentrate on bitch-slapping Mother Nature by creating twisted beasts that would make Jack Hanna brown his khakis." There you go.
It's accurate.
Bitch-slapping Mother Nature. That's a phrase I've never heard before.
That's a new one.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, if most real-time strategy titles are elaborate versions of rock, paper, scissors, Impossible Creatures is the world's most sophisticated game of rock. Just rock.
Wow.
Oh dear.
It's very one line. The story's kind of funny, but it's very Americanized. So
no.
I don't know if that has a part to do with anything, but
that's terrible.
I don't know. Okay, so there's that. I'll just kind of keep throwing these out. I think Modern Warfare 2, everybody loved Modern Warfare 2. If you liked I tried to pick different categories, but mostly the zombies in that game. If they could take that and branch off and actually make a game based on the zombies there, I think it'd be good.
Is that the one with Pripyat, whatever it's called? Pripyat, I think that's how you pronounce it. The one where they go through where Chernobyl caused the village.
No, that's Modern Warfare, isn't it? I think.
Is that the first one?
Is it?
I think that's the first one.
All gillied up is the mission you're on about, I think.
Yeah, is this?
You're in the ghillie suit and you're crawling through and you got to snipe.
Is the second one the controversial one where you have to shoot everyone in the airport?
Russian.
In the airport, that's Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
okay, the airport.
That was a controversial one, wasn't it?
You can skip it if you don't want to play it. If your parents don't let you play it.
Which no one did, let's be honest.
No, I enjoyed it. I killed everyone in it.
Yeah, one would think that they'd learn that apparently the zombie parts of those games are the reason people buy them.
Really?
Why not make a whole game based off it?
I thought it's all about online with Call of Duty. Pretty much like all my, because I teach
but why
loads
not
of kids.
put up with online other people online with the zombie part?
I thought everyone buys Call of Duty for the story.
I don't know anyone that plays Call of Duty for the story. I used to, but then I haven't touched the current one because it's in Spanish. All right, next one.
Next one, Mario Sunshine.
Mm,
Sunshine?
Nintendo.
Yeah.
People like that one.
Sunshine
Not
was one of-
64?
No, I wasn't a fan. Okay, so like the reason I wasn't a fan of 64 is because in the scene that I was competitively before I competed like hardcore at New York City and stuff like that, that game was overrun and it was taken over by speedrunners. Like my friends who did it, who speedrunners, the community for that game was garbage. They were all jerks. They were like the jock boys of the gaming community. Like no one liked them.
That exists.
But I don't know. I just never played it that much. I played it once or twice, like through it, and I just watched so many other people play it. It just wasn't much for me. But the controls, how different. Like, who thinks of strapping a backpack with a water jet to your back to clean things? How great does that sound? Who thinks of that? It's just so diverse and so different. I don't know.
Nintendo thinks of that.
Nintendo. That's who.
Shaded in the chat says he plays COD for the story. That's shaded for you. Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
That's shaded.
Yeah.
Come on.
We expected nothing more from Shaded, really.
So have you, Colin, did you say you've got a Switch? I can't remember. My memory's terrible.
No, I did not buy a Switch.
Oh.
Why not?
We bought one for my nephew. So if I want to play it, I'll just go steal his.
Go steal it. Because if you like kind of innovative
Why not?
Marios, then go for Odysseys. I love that, the cap.
Yeah, I heard Odyssey is really good. I have not played it yet. Eventually.
What about any more?
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna kind of run through these. Super Smash, the original Super Smash. I heard you guys talking about it earlier. The Cube.
I never got into Smash. It wasn't. I was never good at it. I just remember you had to hit people and then you were flying off. Is that Smash? Where you fly off the
I
edge?
think all the Smash. I don't think there's been a bad Smash Bros. Game.
I mean, the Wii one. I wouldn't say. I mean,
That one I don't like because of the controls.
Brawl was all right as long as you played it with a what they called I think what was called the Elite controller.
Yeah. The Elite controller it was better, but with the plain Wiimote, it was not good.
I think compared to like every other series ever, because pretty much every series you can think there's definitely been a bad one of that series. I don't think there's really been a bad Smash Bros. Game.
No, I just never get it. If they bring one out on the Switch, it'll be the first one that I'll just put quite a few hours into and try and understand it and get the mechanics. I hope it's one that's going to be good for people who aren't used to the franchise to be able to join in. Because I played the bit of the Wii Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. I can see it over there, but I've only played like an hour or two and I just couldn't really get into it. I didn't get it.
Wii U.
Yeah,
was
great
there only
console.
like 5 people that bought one of those?
I was one of those 5 people and I loved it.
And here's another.
Oh, we found 2 of them.
Yeah. Wii U was great. Was it
Now
Mario
there's
Maker?
3.
Xenoblade Chronicles
I know
Cross?
2 of them. 2 other. So there's the last one who bought it.
Mario Kart 8. Great game.
I loved playing with my Wii. My Wii was I loved my Wii.
Yeah.
You guys know like Ni is 2 in Japanese, right? You guys have all heard that?
Which one?
Yeah.
So when they were gonna make the Wii 2, like some genius dude when making the Wii, that was just gonna be the Wii Ni in Japan. So like some genius dude on ahead, and they were like, "Oh snap, we didn't think this far." So we gotta name it like you.
Oh, that's
Yeah. You know,
the
Wii has another meaning because in Norwegian that means the number 9.
Yeah.
No, the Wii.
So 9-2.
And in English, Wii is, well, P. There you go. So it's still a strange name. Any more games on your list, Colin?
Yes, Pikmin 2.
Never played a Pikmin game.
Pikmin, it was another one of those weird ones. I don't know why. It was a great couch game. The second one I picked specifically for the co-op. Co-op missions were a little bit different. It was very, I don't know. It was kind of boring, the single player, but as soon as like a great couch game with your friend. Like as soon as you played it with someone else, it would just kind of brightened up a little bit.
Yeah, I never played a Pikmin.
You're a big fan of your obscure, not obscure, but sort of
nostalgic.
Weirder.
Yeah, they need to be like little gemstones. That's kind of what I kind of envision. And when I talk about new games, like this is like the newest game I have on this list. Actually, I don't know if Oblivion or Mono. So Oblivion. Do you guys show of hands who likes Skyrim more than Oblivion?
I love Oblivion more.
I've not played
exactly.
either of them.
Oblivion
was
beautiful.
incredible. I could talk about Oblivion. I could speak about Oblivion all day.
Yeah.
No, I haven't got that
I've
one.
only played Skyrim. Sorry.
I find Oblivion still holds up to this day graphically more than Skyrim.
Huh.
Even after all the time Skyrim been remastered.
Yeah, it still looks the same. when you say remastered, I mean it's not a proper remaster, is it? It still looks. I wouldn't recommend Skyrim to anyone unless they're playing with mods. Whereas I would happily recommend Oblivion to someone without mods.
The guy sitting right there does that. He played it with mods.
What about, is it, the Elder Scrolls Online, didn't they add something? Was it, what was the name? Was it Morrowind that they've added?
Morrowind, yeah, they've added Morrowind in. The Elder Scrolls Online is a travesty to the Elder Scrolls universe.
It really is.
Oh,
they're nothing similar.
No.
Except for like in name and the items and the locations. So when they added Morrowind in, they just added like the original area, but it's like advanced a couple years, like it's not anything special.
I don't understand their thinking behind Elder Scrolls Online because their selling point has always been offline single player, make your own story. I don't understand why they even went that way with that. I think
it's because people demanded that they wanted to play that game with other people because everybody likes co-op. I know you like single player, Ben. You're a more single player guy, but co-op games that offer something. If you can play if you could play Oblivion with another person sitting next to you or online, like how cool would that be? If they could somehow balance that, that's what people wanted. And when they made online, they made it like a typical MMO. Like,
what I don't understand though is that people have been developing a Skyrim co-op mod that Bethesda have then shut down and said you're not allowed to do it.
It's because they're afraid it'll tear people away from the Elder Scrolls Online.
Actually, that's true. That's true.
But their moneymaker. I wonder if they'll bring out another one anytime soon, or they'll just focus on online.
Apparently, the next one's going to be Valenwood, which I'm very interested about if they do that.
Oh, nice. That's back towards Morrowind. It's on the other side, right?
Yeah. That's I think not Valenwood. Where are the Argonians from? Wherever they're from, that area.
Yeah.
The sort of swampy areas.
Yeah. So it'll be a bit more of a darker game.
Yeah, people wanted Valenwood, but I think they're pushing towards the Argonian side of things. That's just.
I always chose an Argonian at first.
Rumors are obviously rumors are rumors are rumors,
Cancer.
aren't they? Yeah. I couldn't think of other words, but yeah.
Any more?
Hey Andy, how's it going? Yeah, last one. This one is probably, I don't know why, and I don't know if you guys played this, but this is probably my favorite game on here, is Rogue's Galaxy.
Oh, I've got that.
Anybody
I
ever
never
played
it. I got it free, I think. Oh, it was on PS Plus.
Yeah, Rogue's Galaxy was free, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been free for PlayStation at one point. It was a very good game. I don't know why I loved it so much. You got to be a badass space marine pirate who just kind of like went around space and helped everybody out. And then you got to battle bugs. It was a mini game where you just collected bugs from the planets. It's just, I don't know why I liked it. It's just very good.
Give it a
All
go.
These good games.
Every game where you kill bugs is a good game.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember Eight-Legged Freaks, the video game?
God.
Yep.
Was that a video
Especially
game?
the 8-legged ones.
Did they bring a video game out for that? Oh, that film tanked.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Which
What about you, Mika? What's
incredible.
your favorite game of all time?
Oh,
We might have asked this
God.
when you were on before. I can't remember.
I wish you would have told me you'd ask this sooner, because I'd prepare a list too.
Yeah. Oh no, we were gonna have to go in a couple of minutes, but we'll. Oh, do you want to save that for another podcast? Come on with your top 10. It was interesting to find out what people are into.
Yeah, I can say that one of my favorite from my childhood. Be surprised if you might, but I actually love Conker's Bad Fur Day. It has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, someone's got to.
Yeah. Did you get it in
I
the row?
grew up with that game.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to play games like Call of Duty or shooting games in general, but my parents gave me that for my 10th birthday.
That's right.
Yeah, I never played it. It wasn't. It never.
It's not as much shooting, though. That's what we used to play on multiplayer.
Is that why you like Splatoon and nice games like that now?
I think so. But I do like PUBG too. But I like Breath of the Wild more.
Yes. Well,
I think
you
my
do.
favorite game of all time at the moment is The Witcher, easily.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we forget about the other 2. They went. Well, the first one I think was.
Yeah,
all right.
I love Splatoon too.
The Witcher's also just partly because of the developers.
All that stuff that they released for free. I can't wait for Cyberpunk.
Free stuff, loads of free updates. They realized people were exploiting the game. People realized people were exploiting the game, killing cows and selling the hide, and then resting and doing the same thing. So instead of patching it, you can still do it. But if you kept doing it, they released a monster on you.
Like a tax monster or something. Yeah.
16 free DLC with missions and armor sets and all that stuff. But then they also add in the DLC that costs for the big expensive one that costs about £30, I think.
I think it's 30 for 2, isn't it?
I got like 30 hours of gameplay out of that one DLC. And then one that cost £15, I got like another 10 hours of DLC, 10 hours of time out of it.
Yeah, so good.
That's why I'm so super excited for what's the next one they're doing?
Cyberpunk 2077.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really like I love Cyberpunk games. I can't wait to see what that's like. I really want to play. What's
that tweet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that tweet beep.
They sent out a tweet that just went beep. That put their stock shares up by 6% based on that one tweet.
Amazing. But
they're insane.
I think there's going to be a playable, like behind closed doors, playable gameplay for like at E3. So that makes me think next year it could be.
If that happens.
I need to go and play The Witcher again because I've already finished it, but I want to play it again. But I want to kind of 100% it, just spend forever going around doing everything because it's just such a rich world.
Yeah, I'm on my 3rd playthrough now. Doing it on the hardest setting, and I'm discovering things I've not discovered before. Like, I'm not going to say who, but last time I played through, I slept with this person. That happens a lot in It's a Witcher game. It just happens. It's not my fault. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong.
My next
this time I slept with her, and then I ended up killing her because we ended up fighting, and I've never come across that result.
Wow, I didn't even know you could. That's shocking.
No, neither did I.
Add to cart.
Yeah, have you played The Witcher 3, Colin?
I have actually played it, but I haven't played full through yet.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know why. I have no excuse on why I just didn't finish that game. I just didn't.
A lot of people say because it's really long, but I honestly played it about 80 hours, I think, before I finished it, and it just felt like 10 or 20. When I got to the end, I just had no... It's like, I want more, and luckily I got it on PC now, so it looks even more stunning.
And you can mod it as well.
I haven't even tried to do that or even seen anything, but I will definitely check that out.
Yeah, you can add mods with like different armor sets and capes and all that cool stuff.
Capes.
So good, yeah.
Capes. Everyone loves the cape.
Never capes.
Capes.
Everyone loves the cape.
No capes.
Except in The Incredibles.
Yeah.
No capes.
No capes.
No capes.
Hilly in the
Incredibles
chat.
2 is coming out soon. Oh my god.
I can't wait.
Yeah, right. When you want to feel 80 years old.
Hilly says The Witcher 3 is her favourite ever game. I can definitely see that. I'd like to play through it again and kind of understand all the story because I wasn't really focused when...
Yeah.
I go drift in and out when it comes to story-based games, so I need to focus a bit more.
Patty, did you like Bloodborne then?
No, I don't. I'm not a massive fan of Dark Souls-esque games. Which is bizarre because I'm playing The Witcher 3 through on I think Death March is the highest setting. What is he doing?
Having a drink off camera. Yeah, I don't want to see you
He doesn't like to drink on camera or eat.
No.
I didn't like.
And here I'm sitting with my bowl of candy.
Well, I'm sat here drinking wine,
Oh, in a tankard.
Out of a glass
pint glass.
Game of Thrones tankard. So
classy, very classy. Colin's there looking very professional.
Yeah, I tried Bloodborne because I played Dark Souls 2 a bit and played it for like 2 hours and realized it wasn't for me. Yeah. And I tried Bloodborne because people said it was a lot faster and almost easier. I think it was too dark for me.
Yeah,
I didn't like the darkness of it all and how everything was just black and it was always night.
I agree. Maybe you'd like Neo. Because that's got an interesting kind of story. That it's level based. It's kind of easy at the beginning, but then if you're having a real problem with it, you can summon somebody in to come and help you. I really enjoyed
try that. Like the hardest level on the hardest setting on The Witcher is hard. It is really hard.
Yeah.
Like you have to actually plan ahead and take proper potions and take proper oils for your swords, or you won't defeat who you're facing. But the reason I like that so much is just because it's so colourful.
Yeah,
I can deal with that. I can deal with the difficulty because during the day it is so bright and so colourful. And I don't know, Dark Souls annoys me. I love the lore. I watch lore videos on YouTube all the time. So I love the story behind it and the area and the world behind it, but I can't deal with the stress that it gives me.
Yeah, me too. I like it, and I wish it was easier to co-op it. I wish you could just do the whole game. You can start the game co-op and then just play through it. Because I love co-op games, especially playing with people like Mellum on stream and others. But I just don't. Although Neo, I don't know. Some games like Neo, I enjoy playing on my own just because there's other, you can really focus. There's not really much of a story, but you feel like it's a personal achievement when you're getting a little bit further every time you die. But yeah, that's just my opinion with that.
I don't even know how the co-op works in Dark Souls.
You have to find. I think Dark Souls is the same as Neo, where you find things lying around, these special things, and then you summon. Is it what it's called? Chalice.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of chalices, and then you can go in you go in dungeons. So you can't even So the multiplayer aspect is majority dungeons, but you can, unless it's PvP. PvP can happen in real areas in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, for Dark Souls and Bloodborne, but no, it's majority the same.
So you have to have a certain item to be able to drop in and drop out, and you can only is that item then used up once you've used it once?
Yeah, once you summon someone
depending on PvP or whatnot.
Yeah, you see, because I think I'd enjoy it more if you could just drop in and drop out whenever you want.
Mm-hmm. And me too.
But at the same time, for those who you drop into the same guy, experiencing a lot of people dropping into to him at the same time while he's trying to get through a difficult part, I think it's nice of them not to have that. You can't drop in all the time.
Yeah, if you could turn it off.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to have your friend drop in whenever you want.
True enough.
Yeah, just being able to play through it. That would be nice, but I think as long as they stay alive, they're with you. Then if they die, you've got to kind of summon them in again, and you can set passwords to get them in.
But I've got obviously I'm internetless from February for a while, so I might pick up Neo and give that a go.
It's a really long game as well, 60 to 70 hours, I think. Obviously more.
You can try Breath of the Wild.
You're grinding.
I haven't got a Switch because I'm not a child.
Brutal.
No,
Excuse me.
I was saying earlier, I'll pick up a Switch when A, it's dropped down in price, and B, there's more than one game that I want to play. I'm not interested in Mario at all because I'm not a massive platform fan. Splatoon doesn't appeal to me at all. The only game on the Switch at the moment that appeals to me is Zelda, and it's a lot to pay for one Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
True enough, and
Xenoblade
DLC, but you got a lot of hours in there. I myself have over 200 hours.
It's still like £250 for me to play that one game, which is, it's a bit much for me to justify it.
Dark Souls Remaster is coming.
I'm not a big
first Dark Souls game.
For your first one. All right, well, I think we're going to call it a nice. It's been nearly 3 hours now, so I'm going to put this thing out of its misery. It's been a whole year, so thanks to everyone who's been watching, who've dropped in throughout this show and any show in the past. It's we're still continuing next year. It wasn't just a 1 year thing. You know, we'll I suppose we'll have a episode 52 next week.
And he was never seen again.
Yeah, that's it. The project has come to a close. But yeah,
You're gonna take all the money you've earned from Twitch and just abscond.
Yeah, all that.
Disappear. Buy yourself an island in the Bahamas or something.
I'm sure they're screwing me out of money. They haven't sent me anything in ages. Jesus, we'll have to find out.
Can I just say before we go that Stardew Valley, this is amazing.
It's really good. It's great on the
That
Switch
too
as
is
well.
on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Awesome, but yeah, like you guys, it'd be great to have you on. I'm gonna test it next week. You have to send me. I'll find out when you guys are available, because it'd be interesting to see if we could do a 5-man podcast. See how that would work, and then like have like maybe the 5th seat rotates with people, and find out what everyone's up to. But yeah, anybody coming into the stream right now is just gonna be like, wait, those guys were not on before. Like we started off with Rob, Jordan, and Mellum, and we've changed them.
I'm
We've
Mellum. Dip the Mellum.
We've upgraded them.
You could actually pass for Mellum.
You could just grow a mustache, and I think you'd be done.
Yeah, just grow a mustache and get the headband.
That's all you need:
like,
mustache
this headband
and round glasses. MDC says, "I wish I'd been here earlier. No problem. You can go to clickclickplay.com and download it, or go to youtube.com/BiggusBennus. It'll be on there within the next few hours. But yeah, from me and everybody that's been on the stream, plus, well, I'm guessing you guys, but Miko, Colin, and Paddy, send a message in the chat so people can follow you, because we're all streamers right here, right now.
I'm actually live right now.
You're live right now, are you, Paddy?
You are.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, we'll send Paddy a host at the end, so stick around, and, well, it's goodbye. Bye-bye.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, we'll send the host for Paddy. Bye-bye. Wait, where's the ending?
Bye.
I've totally lost where... Oh, there it is.
Just endlessly wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Join us, Patty.
Bye.
The rock.